Alright, so I guess we're starting streaming right now. If you're watching, I hope you are happy. Don't really know what else to say, but we're just gonna try out the stream. Let's see who's around. Hope you are happy. Don't really know what else to say. Oh, I am live. Okay. Just making sure. Mango's playing Conker's Bad Fur Day? What? It's crazy. Alright. Alright, for none of you who are watching right now, we're going to start the episode in a little bit. We just have to wait for Pika to go online. I wish there's a way I could interact with stream chat right now. That would be pretty nice. The closest thing I have is looking at my phone, but that's not fun. Alright, I think he'll be ready. Let's see if I keep pestering him. Oh, there he is. Hello, Michael.
Yo,
What's going on, Pikachu?
not much. Do we finally have the stream ready immediately?
Yeah, uh-huh. I'm
Let's
gonna.
go.
Oh, look at this. Ooh, who set this up? Ooh, who's so good?
Who is so good?
Look at this. The young god.
We set it up all by ourselves this time.
Yeah, this time I knew what I had to do, so I went out of the way to get it done.
Yeah, we didn't have to use a video a million times in a row again.
All right, we're gonna try to let's set it up so that it's just like both of us talking, kind of like again, this is the pre-commentators curse party. So,
Yes, the pre-show.
the what do we call it? The broadcaster's bane.
The broadcaster's bane. Look, we already have 4 viewers.
Oh, let's go, the broadcaster's bane. What's up, guys? Who's in the chat? We got 4 viewers. You're gonna be running chat duty again, Pikachu, okay?
Don't worry, I'm known to run chat duty.
All
I
right,
got this.
all right, thanks, Michael. Who's in the chat? Who do we got in the chat right now? Because for me,
Um,
it's just us.
yeah, for me it just says, but it says there's 4 people. So
All right, so there's two
that's
anonymous people. Welcome. We haven't officially started the episode yet, but I'm glad that you came. We're happy to sort of
yes.
be your buffer to commentator's curse. We can discuss, this is a we're trying to make this a podcast and video series, but you can based around Smash history, but you can ask us anything. We still follow the scene. We're around. So you can ask us anything and ask us how it relates to Smash history or just in general our thoughts on the modern scene and we can talk about it too. There's not really much else that needs to be explained.
Yeah. You could even ask me about different games because I follow everything.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Fun fact about Michael that not many people know. Or you can tell me if I'm wrong in this, but I'm pretty sure you're more of a 64 fan than you are anything else, like low key.
In in terms of the scene, yeah, low key, low key. I'm more of a 64 fan than anything else. But Melee is my favorite game, but in terms of the scene, 64 hands down. I
Is
love 64.
is there any reason for that? I kind of have mixed feelings on the 64 scene, but I do like I have one of my really good friends from college is a 64 player. So you never know. Maybe we'll do a Smash 64 centric podcast at some
Dude,
point.
I would do that. I would do that. You don't know how much I would talk about that. But I just love 64. I love the game. I love how combo heavy it is, and I love all the different personalities in it. And feels so separated from the rest of the scene, which has always really intrigued me. Like even Melee and like Smash 4 are like kind of interconnected in some way, but like 64 is so separate. It's really weird.
Well, I think the game came out like right before Melee did, so it's sort of weird where like Smash's competitive history is most often aligned with Melee as the next gen game or as the game, but not many people know 64. It's not like the game came out years before Melee. It came out like 1 or 2 years before.
Yeah, it came out 2 years before. It came out in '99.
Yeah, exactly. So I wasn't sure. I forgot whether it was 2000 or 99. So it's actually one of the more advanced 64 games.
Yeah, it came out. I know it came out '99 because I know it is definitely older than me.
Wow, that's a really crazy way to put it. Oh yeah, in chat, in case you don't know, Pikachu is literally 16 years old.
I'm gonna be 17 on Saturday.
Oh, congrats. How are you celebrating?
I'm going to see a movie with my friend.
So it's not Smash centric.
It would be, but there's no tournament on Saturday.
Uh, I was gonna say that I should surprise you, but I also think that'd be really weird. I don't know. That'd be really weird to have like a full-time working person visit someone that is still going to school.
Yeah.
That is really funny though. I should have told you the last time I was in New York. I assumed that you'd have restricted travel.
I kind of have restricted travel.
Can you drive and stuff?
No, I can't. You can't drive until you're 17, man. Well, you can, but I didn't feel like it.
Oh my God, get on that.
Leave me alone.
All right, you posted in the group and everything?
Yeah, I did.
Excellent. All right, why don't we start in like five minutes?
Yeah, we can start in 5 minutes. That's good. Whew.
Let me see you for let me see you also, or let the few people in the chat see you so that they're not
Darn,
just
but I
talking.
like being mysterious.
You like just being Pikachu. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw you in person, like you do kind of look like Pikachu. Also, there's always in the back of my mind
A little bit, a little bit.
a little. Did you assume that I was gonna be as articulate and spoken as I am?
A little bit. We've gone over this. I expect you to have more of an accent.
Boston or Indian?
I don't know. Just you were just when at first you were like, wow, you're just like a very clear voice.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally my job, voice acting or
Yeah,
voiceover work. I Voice acting makes it sound much more glamorous than it actually is.
that's why you say it.
Yeah, voice act when you tell people you're a voice actor, the looks they give you,
They assume that you're like a TV show and like you're getting paid all this money.
but not. Oh, first off, you don't get paid that much money to do voice acting TV show unless you're like John Benjamin or something.
Exactly.
All right, we're gonna start in a little bit. Why don't we start in like?
Post-
Why don't we start at 8:25?
Good idea. I posted in the Illuminati too.
Oh, okay, excellent. I wonder who from the Illuminati is gonna check it out. That'll be interesting.
I bet Cosmosis is gonna be here.
Oh, fire's definitely here, dude. Fire's in there.
Dude, he's gonna be here. He's gonna ask all those questions again and yell at me.
Dude, the only person I want to see like more than anyone else in the stream is No DI.
I want to see Dingus Master.
I want to hear No DI's thoughts. I want to hear No DI's thoughts on Mutaking's or UGC Smash Open losers more than anything.
Oh my god, that run was so good. I will never get over that
Well,
run.
we're gonna talk about it in a little bit, so let's not.
Okay, but I just want to talk about my reactions while I was watching that, okay? So I was watching something else, so I didn't actually get to see it live.
Oh my God, were you watching like WWE or something?
Yeah, I was watching TLC.
Oh my God.
But then I came back and I watched it. I didn't look up any spoilers. I was actually behind the whole tournament because I also went earlier in the day to see Doctor Strange, so I didn't get to watch like any of the tournament live. So I got to watch it and I was like, oh my god, none beat King. Oh my god, Mike Hayes beat Mango. What is going on? I was so confused.
Yeah. Again, though, We'll get into it in a little bit.
I know. And then as I saw it happening, I was like, oh my God, what is going on?
Yeah,
And then,
definitely one of the nuttier tournaments we've had in a while.
dude, I feel like it's the nuttiest since press start.
Press start was crazy. That I almost don't want to count that because so much of it was an anomaly.
It was on Mother's Day, man.
Yeah, Mother's Day mango. You don't.
What? He's
What
undefeated.
what did he do this year on Mother's Day?
He won something. I think it was DreamHack, Austin.
So he won Gommel in 2014. He won Press Start in 2015, and he won DreamHack Austin this year.
I think so. I could be wrong.
All right, 8:25. Let's start the podcast. You ready?
Yeah, all right.
Okay, three, two. I'll begin it.
Yeah. Start the local recording.
Yeah. All right, all right, folks. Welcome to the Smash History Podcast. This is episode 2, where we're going to be talking about the greatest losers runs of all time, and we're going to be discussing where Mewtwo Kings last weekend ranked. So, again, I am an oak. I am an oak, aka Edwin Budding. With me is my Smash co-historian, Michael, aka Pikachu 942. So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So, let's start the discussion at Pikachu, do you want to give a recap of what Mewtwo King's losers run was last weekend?
All right. So his losers run last weekend was first he lost to None in a big upset, the second time Nune's ever beat him in the first round of top 48. And then he beat Duck 3-1, Mango 3-2, Ice 3-0, SFAT 3-2, None 3-0, Leffen 3-0, Hungry Box 3-2, Armada 3-1, and then he lost to Armada in grand final set 2.
So, I think first off, one of the reasons why I think this is such a notable run is because it came from Mewtwo King, who has never really he's never had a losers run like this in his career before. I think the closest you could think of is probably FC Diamond, where he lost to PC Chris and then came through losers to win the tournament. But
But that's like not even anything.
yeah, and even that, like I think he was eliminated by PC in winter semis, so that the length of the run was really not. It
Yeah, it didn't
it didn't
really.
qualify.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things is that like Mewtwo King often sort of this year especially I think sort of a an unfortunate bit of what he's remembered as the guy who does really well until he gets put in losers and then he gets really sad and loses to people worse than him or he just loses immediately. But at this tournament it wasn't like that. We saw that he actually fought through his loser set with sort of a renowned focus and renowned drive to win. I mean, how many people do you think saw his set against Duck and then when he gets four stocked in game 3 on FOD, how many people do you think thought, "Oh no, like is this going to be the set where Samus defeats Mewtwo King?"
I'm not gonna lie, I thought Duck was gonna win when I was watching that set. Because Duck almost won FD too. Music King had to make a comeback in game 4.
Yeah, and did you see Mewtwo King's pop off at the end of that
Oh my
comeback?
god. He
He's
always pops off when he beats Duck for some reason. I don't know why.
Duck is really good, dude. Don't Sheiks can't just, walk all over him. He actually has quite a few Sheik victories under his
No,
belt.
I agree. I think Duck's the best Samus at the Sheik matchup, and that includes Plup.
Maybe. Either way,
I
so like you said, he's pretty solidly beats Duck the first 2 games, then gets 4 stocked in the third game, and then makes a pretty significant comeback, 1 stock with high percent comeback against Duck in the fourth game. Do you want to talk about a set with Mango?
Okay, well, his set was Mango was kind of like the standard Mewtwo King Mango set. Mango beats the Sheik game 1. Then Mewtwo King destroys him on FD really bad. And then, like, they just traded games until Mewtwo King won. And
Uh,
it's really not much more to say, in
uh,
my opinion. I think that Mango was not playing very good that tournament, by the way.
well, yeah, he lost to Mike, and Mike Hayes is awesome, but Mango did lose to him, so clearly something was off. And
And he dropped the game. And he dropped a game to Bobby Frizz.
I think one of the So I'm gonna mention something just as a side note. We can talk about it a little bit before going back to Mewtwo's run. Um, what do you think about Mango going to Yoshi's? I thought was pretty unquestioned. He almost always goes there. That's one of his favorite counter pick stages in so many matchups. But what do you think about him going to Yoshi's ahead of something like Fountain, where I think Mewtwo has done historically worse and is
Yeah, I
more.
was surprised. I was surprised he didn't go to Fountain because Mango usually wins on Fountain when they play. But I not understand why he chose Yoshi's, but I would have thought he would have picked Fountain at
I
some point in the set.
I mean, I think counterpicking Yoshi's against Mewtwo is always a really good thing. I just thought with Mango in particular, he's one of the players that dominates Mewtwo. If you look at their career on Fountain, Mango almost always wins there,
Hmm.
or more often than not, I should say.
Didn't they play? Didn't they play Yoshi's on Game 3 and Mewtwo won, and then he went back to
Yeah,
Yoshi's?
he did.
So I would have thought he would have went to Fountain Game 4.
No, because the thing is, Mewtwo also won that game 3 on such a random tipper.
Oh man, I remember that.
Mango, let me tell you, obviously I don't know what he was actually thinking at the time, but when I saw Mango's face, it looked like the face of a man who was not having fun with the game.
I don't think he was having fun that whole tournament. He was SDing a lot. He did not look like himself in that tournament. I say that as somebody that doesn't even like Mango. I don't even think he was like prepared at all.
I wouldn't go that far, but I think Mewtwo it was if you're a Mewtwo fan, it's encouraging seeing him bring Mango to Pokemon for that last game rather
Yes.
than Fountain, which he has counterpicked so many times against Mango and lost. And yes, I know he's 3-0'd Mango before with all three of the games on Fountain, but one set doesn't change a long-term trend.
Yes, I agree. And I'm so happy he went to Fountain because he's really good on Fountain. I mean, not Fountain, Stadium. Don't listen to me. He's really good on Stadium.
So after beating Mango in a typical sort of 3-2 nail biter, Mewtwo Mango set, he just completely steamrolls Ice.
He destroys Ice. Oh, I felt so bad for Ice.
And honestly, even the set afterwards, even though it went to last game, last stock, it didn't really feel like that. I felt like Mewtwo pretty solidly beat SFAT.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised SFAT brought it to Game 5. It was really weird where like it went to like Game 5 last stock, but you never really felt like Mewtwo was gonna lose.
Yeah, I felt like Mewtwo was outplaying him pretty solidly the whole set.
Though on the last stock when he did that side B, look for a second he did the third side B, and I was like, oh my god, he's totally going to SD right now.
So after beating SFAT, he made again, like you said, he destroys None. To be fair, I think None also looked like he didn't really want to be there anymore, or that he
I think it
was.
was. I think after that comeback that Armana made Game 1 versus him, that None just didn't want to be there anymore. Did you see that look he gave the camera? He was
Hmm.
just like, well. uh,
So
mm.
he beats None. He whoops Leffen. I think that's probably one of the most lopsided Mewtwo Leffen sets I've ever seen.
Yeah, Mewtwo like almost never 3-0s him. It's always like 3-1.
Wait, that's not true. He 3-0'd him twice at PAX Prime.
Well, yeah, the infamous 6-0, but I meant usually he never 3-0s him.
Actually, didn't they? I think they went to Game 3 at Apex 2012 or something.
Yeah, that was the first time they ever played. It was Game 3, super last stock, and like Leffen messed up.
Also, I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom, but you can keep talking about Mewtwo losers run.
All right, I can do that. All right, so after Mewtwo King Leffen, where he just kind of beat Leffen real quick, he went on to face Hungrybox, and he's known to not really do very well against Hungrybox. Since Evo, really this year in general, he's been doing a bit better, but overall, Hungrybox tends to have the advantage over him. Mewtwo won a pretty close set. I think he's actually worked on the Puff matchup a lot if you look at all the little stuff that he's been doing. I think he utilizes the platforms on stages like Battlefield a lot more to his advantage. And if you saw those backers that he got, he read Hungrybox's jumping patterns from the ledge. So he just showed better knowledge of the Puff matchup than what I've seen from him in the past. And he was able to win that one Game 5 pretty decisively. Hungrybox even said that he wasn't even that upset that he lost because he saw Mewtwo was just playing amazing that day. So he beat Hungrybox and effectively stopped Hungrybox from being number 1 in the world, which was Kind of sad as an HBox fan, but happy as a Mewtwo King fan. And then and then he goes into grand finals against Armada, and I'm pretty sure everyone at this point just expects Armada to steamroll him. It's over. He almost never beats Armada. He's only beaten Armada twice. Once with Fox, once with Marth. Oh, you back?
All right, sorry about that. What did I miss?
Okay, I was talking about him facing Hungrybox, and I was talking about all the little advancements he's made in the Puff matchup that I saw in the set. Because I think in that set, he played the Puff matchup a lot better than what I've seen from him. Because he utilized the platforms a lot more than he normally does. And he was able to read Hungrybox's jumping patterns a lot more. Like off the ledge with those back airs.
Especially catching his drift, catching HBox's drift away when he's coming back,
Yeah,
and just going
I
out there
was
with like back air.
yeah, I was super impressed by that. I thought he played amazing. I could tell from the last time they played that even though he got 3-0'd, I think that Mewtwo still was implementing stuff that I could see would work for him in the future after he works on them, and it definitely paid off here.
So, what if I told you that Mewtwo and Hungrybox have gone even since July?
I agree with you. I actually thought that too. I was like, wow, Mewtwo seems to be taking more sets than normally. He won a Canada Cup once. He uh he beat him at What the Fox, and now we beat him here.
Isn't that kind of crazy? Does it? I mean, again, I think given the six, even though it is 6 months, I think given how their careers have turned out and how they do against each other head to head normally, I would be skeptical of giving Mewtwo anything more than a 30% or 40% or probably 30% chance against Hungrybox if they play.
I agree, but I think right now, I'd still give it Hungrybox favor, but I think it's closer than 30% at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the key thing is if you're a Mewtwo fan, him doing well on Hungrybox's counter picks, I think is a pretty clear sign, especially winning on Battlefield and Dreamland. Those are not easy stages to win in the matchup
He
against
actually normally
Hungrybox in
he
particular.
actually he actually normally wins on Dreamland when they play, though I guess they only really play on Dreamland when he's winning games. But normally when they play on Dreamland, Mewtwo actually does really well. So
Well, it's kind of like I think I talked with you about this earlier, but it's like the paradox where when Mewtwo loses, he just gets walloped on his counter picks. But when he wins, he actually does pretty well on. He does better on H box's stages than he does on his own, except for Pokemon.
yeah,
I wonder. Sometimes I wonder if I'm not sure whether it's just his own play correlating to his successes on counter picks, or whether he's actually just picking the wrong counter picks or the counter picks that go against his player advantages. For example, usually what happens when Mewtwo loses game one on or when he loses game one on Battlefield, he'll almost always go Pokemon Stadium or he'll go FD. And I kind of wonder to myself, going Pokemon Stadium would be one thing, and because I think he normally wins there. But when he goes FD after losing a close game one, I sometimes wonder if it's more beneficial to him just to run it back to Battlefield.
yeah, I think that sometimes too. But Hungrybox is also really good on Battlefield. So
No, I agree with that, but I'm just saying if you lose game one by after having a stock lead and then getting up throw rested at 40%, what is the downside to going back to the same stage?
no, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Especially because the other stage you go to, FD, you don't do very well there.
Mm.
It's one of those cases where I think again it makes the upset that much more, or it makes him beating him that much more impressive because he had such a mental block against him.
Yeah. So
And then
after he
after
beat
after beating Hungrybox, he beats Armada 3-1, which I don't think anyone expected.
literally after he won that first grand final set, I was like, oh my god, Mewtwo's going to win this tournament because he won that so decisively.
I wasn't sure about him winning the tournament, but let me just say, if you had told me he would take a set, or if you had asked me what the chances are that he would take a set off Armada at that point in the tournament, or just, I mean, anytime is one thing, but at that point in the tournament, I probably would have said less than 10%.
I would have said very small percentage.
Just especially because Armada, people will point at the 3-0 and say it's proof that Mewtwo figured him out and that he just needs to refine himself and from that set. But honestly, just given their history and given the rest of their sets this year, It's been so lopsided that seeing
Yeah.
Mewtwo win a 3-1 and beating him twice on Dreamland, double two stocking him on Dreamland. I was surprised Armada took him there again the second set. I was thinking to myself, what are you doing? Go FOD or go somewhere else.
Yeah, and he almost won on Dreamland again. If it wasn't for that Stitch Face, he might have been able to win that set. He would have been able to win that game in Forza Game 5.
Okay,
Honestly, the second set was super close.
no, I agree the second set was close, but first off, it's Marth Peach. A Stitch Face is going to be there at some point. The games are like 5 to 6 minutes long. The fact that Armada got a Stitch Face is not like, that's something you have to account for in a matchup, which is still Marth favored.
Yeah, but it's also like a mindset thing. Like when the Stitch Face comes out and it hits you, you might be thinking, "Oh man, a Stitch Face hit me. I can't even do this." And then Armada pulled out a Dot Eyes after that.
He hit him once with the Stitch Face. It's not like
I
Mewtwo
know, but
lost in it.
that could still like damage your mindset. Like it could still like hurt you mentally just for a Stitch Face to even hit you once.
I guess. I don't know. If you're looking for if you're looking for turning moments in the set, I honestly think that second set could have gone it really could have gone either way at so many different points. It's kind of like a toss up of 50-50 scenarios that Armada just happened to outplay Mewtwo in or choose the right decision. Like
Yeah,
that
like the end of game too.
yeah, that first FD game Mewtwo threw that.
Oh, he had that. And then Armada kind of threw the third game.
Mhm.
So
So, off the top of your head without going into more losers runs yet, where do you think you would rank this? Cuz immediately after the tournament, I thought to myself, I think this is probably the outside of outside of sort of outside of Mango's runs in which he won the tournament, and outside of Zero Challenge 3, I think this is the best losers run by anyone that didn't win the tournament.
hmm. I think Mango Pound 3 is the best.
Easy.
It's easy. Um, I don't know, man. It might be number two.
How is this number 2? He didn't win.
I mean, I'm just thinking. Okay, wait. Mango at press start is
Mango,
number
okay,
two.
first off, let's just get this out of the way. Mango holds the first 3 spots. He holds pound 3 or he holds the first 2 spots. He holds pound 3. He holds he holds press start,
And Evo 2013.
but he didn't enter from losers at Evo 2013, did he?
He entered top 8 from
Oh right,
losers.
he did. Okay, so Evo
He lost to
2013.
Wobbles, the
Right, right,
god.
right, right. So Evo 2013 Mango. That's 3 Mango runs that we can get out of the way.
I mean, I think PC Chris at OC3 is better than better than Evo 2013.
Is it? Oh,
It
I
just
guess yeah, because Mango ended up having to play wobbles for grand finals, whereas PC Chris had the equivalent of Mewtwo playing Armada and winning twice
yeah.
because PC Chris had to
Also,
beat
also,
Mewtwo.
also, PC Chris's relative ranking was lower than Mango's at the time, so it was more impressive. So I'd put it above Evo 2013, and it might go above Press Start too. I have to think about that a bit more because Press Start was ridiculously long and it was super dominant.
That's what I think. Press start is number 2, just because not because Mango was a underdog in any of the matches, but I think just the way he won it was so convincing, just
He
beating
only dropped
everyone.
like he only dropped like 3 games.
Yeah, that's why press start is number 2 for me.
I agree.
But and obviously pound 3 I think is untouchable, but we don't have to. But that goes without saying. So I think at the top of my head, Mewtwo UGC Smash Open kind of reminded me of Hungrybox at Apex 2012. He gets upset by
That's exactly what I thought.
he gets upset by someone early, makes his way through a bunch of killers, defeats gods through bracket. If I had to give someone the advantage, I would probably give it to Mewtwo just because he was such a heavy underdog in many of those matches against Hungrybox and Armada in particular. And I think even against Mango, I know they're always thought of as going back and forth, but I still think Mango has a decent advantage in that matchup for their career.
I mean, but Hungrybox was also kind of heavily favored against for some people. Like Mango, that was like the first serious set he'd ever taken off of Mango, where there was like legit just no Johns that you could ever make. He just won.
That was like the first one he ever had. And then Armada. Armada was the only set that he took off of Armada's Young Link until Evo 2014. So
Are you talking about Hungrybox?
yeah, Apex 2012.
Well, at Apex 2012, Hungrybox had only played him at Apex 2010 when he whooped him, and then at Pound 5. They didn't play again after that. So we only had 2 data points.
I mean that's true, but he still won pretty convincingly at Pound 5.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't think that's comparable to
Oh,
Mutaking
they also
overcoming.
played it. They also played a Genesis too.
Right, right. Okay, so we had 3 data points. With Mutaking playing Hungrybox, we had like 9 data points earlier. Like, yeah, they had gone even for in the last few months, but before that, Hungrybox had won like 9 straight sets or something ridiculous like that.
That's true.
And I think even after that, Armada's lifetime record against Mutaking is like what, 2-21 or like two and
Let's not get
something.
into it.
Yeah, two
Let's
and
not.
something sad and depressing.
Well, now it's 3 and something.
No, no, now it's 2 and something. Oh no, you're right. It's 3 and something depressing.
Yeah, don't forget about the Skater 3 set where he made some of the most miraculous comebacks I've ever seen in my life.
No, the Skatar 3 set I was taking into account. I forgot to take into account this one.
Ah, dude, that Skater 3 set was so good. He made so many ridiculous comebacks in that set.
Dude, when he jumped from the ledge and on the Battlefield game, I saw that live and I didn't think it at the time, but when I rewatched it, I was thinking to myself, "Oh no, this is like Pound 4 where he tournament winners and he gets nared off of it or punished."
Yeah. And then the stadium game, I think he was at 120 something percent, and Armada was at 0. Actually, Armada was still on his second stock, and then he just 0 to death him like twice.
Okay, you know what? I have a fun game that we're gonna play with Mutaking's run. Okay, are you ready for
Okay.
this?
Yes.
And this is going off just our estimates. So if any of you guys are math people in the chat or stats people in chat, sorry that this is probably not what you're this is probably not what you would have expected. There's definitely some mathematical issues with this, but we're gonna try it out. So after King lost to None, what would you say his chances of beating Duck were? Like 90%
Yeah,
heading
about
into the set.
90%. About 90%.
Okay. So 90%. What do you think his chances of beating Mango were? Like 45 or 40%?
40 to 45%.
I'll give him 45.
Okay.
Just for argument's sake. His chances against what do you think his chances against? Oh wait, I'm doing this completely wrong, aren't I? Oh wait, no, I'm not. What do you think his chances were heading into the ice set? Like 95?
Yeah, I think about the same as Duck. I would say about 90%.
I would say even higher, honestly, but yeah, okay, just for argument's sake.
Okay.
So, what do you think his chances are against SFAT? 90 again?
Uh, no, I'd say less. I'd say like 80,
Would you say
75.
80? They've played like 10 sets this year and Mutaking's won like 9 of them or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's 90%. I wouldn't say it's as convincing as Duck or Ice, whom he's never lost to.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'd go like 80%.
Yeah. What do you think the chances of him beating None are? I still like his chances against None for whatever it's worth.
I'd say like 85%.
80 that high? I'd say like 70%.
No, I don't think it's worse than SFAT by that much.
But None had beaten him twice before. If anything, it would be better than SFAT.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that much better. Let's give it 75.
All right, just to go along with what you're saying, 75. What do you think his chances of beating Leffen were? Like 60%, 65?
65%.
You think Leffen? I'll give him 60%, just because. And then what are his chances of beating Hungrybox? Like 25%?
Something like that.
Yeah,
Around there. 25 to 30%.
25 to 30%. And then what are his chances of taking a set off Armada?
0%.
Okay, not like 0, but
10.
I'll give him like a 8%.
Okay, I'd say like 10 around there.
So all of that combined for Mewtwo to assuming our percents are right, and assuming like not going each set individually, but just collectively, for you to predict this at the start, you would have had to. Mewtwo would have had a 0.27% chance of making it to Grand Final Set 2.
Man. Good
Judging
job,
by the
Mewtwo King.
judging by the odds that we gave him, he literally had a 0.27 or 0.28 chance of making this loser's run. Just think about that for a moment.
Good job, Mewtwo King.
Yeah. Now, if he had won the turn, what were the odds that we gave him against Armada? Like 8%.
Yeah.
So now, if he had beaten Armada in that second set by some miracle, his odds of winning the tournament would have, or if his odds of beating Armada that second set, if you had to predict it all the way from 17th place, those odds would have been 0.02%.
Good job, Mewtwo King. You did it.
0.02%. Think about that, folks. That's not 0.2%. That's 0.02.
That's 2/100ths of a percent.
200ths. Mewtwo King had 200ths of a shot at winning the tournament from losers.
No, not 2/100ths. 2/100ths of a 100th.
It's just beyond ridiculous.
Hey, you almost did it, man.
He did. So I guess that goes back to our initial question. Where do you think this ranks among losers runs?
Probably 5 or 4. 5 or 4.
I have it at 5, I think. The 4 I have above it are Mango's run at Pound 3, unquestionably. Number 2, I have Mango at Press Start. Number 3, I have PC Chris at Zero Challenge 3. Number 4, I have Mango at Evo 2013. And then number 5, I think, is when we start getting into the... Number 5 is when we start talking about the people that had great losers runs but didn't win the tournament. And that is where I would put Mewtwo King's run.
Yeah, and I think 6 is between Hungrybox at Apex 2012 and Shootout at OC2.
Shootout at OC2s is not more impressive than Mango's at Genesis 3.
Do you want me to read that run to you?
That's not... Mango at Genesis 3, literally... Mango at Genesis 3 beat PP, Axe, Plup, Hungrybox, and took a set off
Okay.
Armada.
Give me like 2 seconds. Okay, Chew at OC2 beat Forward, PC Chris, Captain Jack, Hoshino Kirby, Korean DJ, and Mewtwo King.
Is that more impressive than Mango at G3?
He beat PC Chris, Korean DJ, and Mewtwo King, and Captain Jack. That was in 2006.
So what is that like? So PC Chris, Captain Jack, Korean DJ, and Mewtwo King, those are like 4 top 10 players. Do we agree with that?
And Hoshino Kirby was like top 20.
Well, yeah, he's a Japanese player, so we don't have that much data on him.
But he was like roughly top 20, we would say. But like, yeah, that's like 4 top 10 players right there. And then plus Forward and Hoshino Kirby, who were like top 20 players roughly.
Or top 25 or so.
Yeah.
That's not... Mango... Okay, so in that run, you just named 4 top 10 players and 2 like top 25 people or so, correct?
Yes.
Mango beat Peepee, who was still a top 6 or top 10 player at the time. He beat... At that time, at Genesis, he took a game off Armada.
I would say top 10, but not top 6.
Either way,
I'm sorry, Phoebe. I'm sorry.
Either way,
Okay.
that's a top 10 player. Then he beat Axe, who was another top 10 player, who sent him to losers. He beat Hungrybox, who was like top 3 player at the time. He beat Armada. So that's already 4 people out of the gate. And he also beat Plup. So that's 5 top 10 players that he beat.
PC Chris was also a top 3 player at the time, by the way.
So he beat... So OC2 was what, 2006?
Yeah.
So what, he beat... So in OC... So he beat 1 top 3 player.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he lost to Ken in Grand Finals.
Yeah. Mango had beat 2 top 3 players. And PC Chris and Mango... The only thing I would hear is that... the only thing I think would be a good argument is that Shootout was at a lower status than Mango at the time. But even
Also, Shootout started earlier, and he lost some pulls before that. So it was like he wasn't even looking that good in the tournament.
Okay, that's fair. I personally would still give it to Mango at G3, but that is a really good run.
Dude, don't forget about Chu, man. Everyone always forgets about Chu. Chu's too good.
I don't forget about you, man. So,
Hey, you want to know another good run that literally nobody knows about?
is it Kennet game over?
No, a different one. Balefire Boy at Tournament Go 6.
Oh my God. Is this the one where he beat like is this the one where he beat Reciferous and Mike Monkey or something?
He beat Justin Junio, Reciferous, and Mike Monkey. He beat all three of them, and then he almost beat Wes.
Dude, can you believe beating Justin Junio, Reciferous, and Mike Monkey? That's already like three top 20 players of all time. No,
Dude, for real?
I'm
No,
joking.
For real though, Justin Junio and Reciferous were both like top 10 players at the time.
Yeah, around them, but that doesn't. Wait, Justin Human and Reciferous were not like top 10 in mid 2004.
Okay, you're right, but it's still impressive for
Yeah,
their freaking.
they were top 10 players ever at the time.
Why are you being like this? That was a good run for 2004.
Yeah, but that's not. We're talking about Genesis 3 Mango, and then we're talking about
I'm
like.
not. I'm literally not comparing it to those. I just wanted to bring up a losers run that nobody knew.
You know,
Okay.
looking at what we have, I think you actually missed one. I think Fly Amanita at Kings of Cali 3 also had a really good run where he beat like
Oh,
he beat like
oh,
all of
I
SoCal.
forgot about that one. Oh, I also forgot about Wobbles at KOC too.
Yeah, 'cause Fly beat like all of SoCal. He beat like all of SoCal after being sent to Mutaking, or after being sent by Mutaking to losers in like winners round 2, and then just
Yeah,
lost to
because yeah,
Mutaking.
he fought Mute King so early because he lost to Ken in pools. I just want to point that out.
Wait, what? I could have sworn he lost to Mutaking in winners.
He did, but he lost to Ken in pools, and that's why he fought
Right,
Mute King
that's why
so
he got
low.
seeded so low. That's
Yeah, let's go, Ken. Did you see Fly's reaction after he lost to Ken? He almost pulled his hair out.
I think another really underrated one is West Balls at Sandstorm. That's another really good
Dude,
run.
West Balls went crazy. He lost to Mac D, and then he just beat everybody.
Wait, actually, how can we how can we put Mutaking's losers run at number 5 of all time and above Ken at Game Over?
Because because he was still favored over everybody.
Would you have favored Ken over Ken and Azen at the time had literally never played.
Yeah, but Azen lost to Reciferous and Isaiah.
But he also beat Isaiah that tournament.
Yeah, but I still wanted to put him above Reciferous, let alone Ken.
I'm just because the thing is, even the East Coast at the time, they probably thought that Ken would make it to at least losers finals. He was favored against everyone by a solid margin except Isaiah and Azen.
Yes, and I'd still say he was favored over Isaiah. And Azen, there was not enough data, but I would have still favored him over Azen overall.
Fun fact about that turn or Ken and losers at Game Over that people don't know. Uh, when he played Chillin, he actually tried to play Sheik and got 3-stocked.
Yeah.
I think
Did you know
that's
he also
I think that's so
another
funny.
another unknown fact people don't know. His set against Mild for ninth, he almost lost that.
Wait, is it an unknown fact that people do know or unknown fact that people don't know?
That people don't know. He almost lost to Mild for ninth. It was super close.
Wait, give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay, bye. Yeah, oh, he almost lost to Mild still played Sheik at that point, right?
Mild is a Sheik man.
Okay, good. Just making
He's
sure.
chill.
Chill's
He's Chill's
brother,
older
yeah.
brother. Yeah.
What was their set like in what was their set like in losers? I've never heard of that.
What, Ken versus Chillin?
No, Ken versus Mild.
Oh, it was 2-1 last stock.
Aw.
I talked with Chillin about it.
So who did he go through? He went through Mild. He went through one of the DA people, I think.
He went through Hellfox,
Or
aka Jason.
and then he went through Chillin, I think.
He destroyed Chillin. He destroyed Chillin in the rematch.
Well, he lost game 1, so but yeah, the rest of their games weren't close.
Yeah, you should listen to Ken talk about it in the documentary.
Oh my God, are you gonna bring that? Oh yeah, and then He beat Deadly. Then he beat Deadly Lines. He beat Dave, Isaiah, and then beat Azen twice. Azen actually
Yeah.
tried out. If you ever watched those finals, Azen tried out like all these characters. He beats him in the Marth Ditto, but he couldn't beat Ken's Captain Falcon.
Yeah, Ken actually said that if he didn't train with Isaiah and learn how to play Captain Falcon, Azen probably would have beat him.
I think that's so bizarre. Back then, the counter pick meta was so strange.
Yeah.
You had Ken
Oh,
saying stuff like that Congo Jungle or KJ64 was favored for Peach against Fox and stuff.
yeah. Okay, so another run, Bomb Soldier at Jack Garden tournament.
Yeah, this
That
is
was
one
his-
that not many people know about this because the Japan scene is still unknown to this day.
Yeah, and people don't know that it came from losers. People think Bomb Soldier just bodied everybody in winners, but he actually lost to. He beat Captain Jack in winners round 2, and then he lost to Rain in winners quarters, and then he beat Thunders, S Royal, Mikael, Jing, and Masashi, and then he did really well against Ken.
And I think for people who don't recognize those names, Thunder's, Mikhail, and Masashi were three of the best players in different parts of Japan at the time. Mikhail before the tournament was notorious for saying that he wasn't impressed by Ken's play and that he couldn't wait to show Ken who the best player in the world was. Masashi at that point was he was not as good as he was in 2004 or 2003, but Masashi was frequently tutored by Captain Jack to be the best player in the world. Thunders was a guy that would at moments he would look like he was easily the best player in all of Japan, but he would randomly bust her out at different tournaments. And I guess for him, Jack Garden tournament was one of those tournaments.
Yeah, he got 9th.
Thunders also, in case you don't know, that's where the Thunders combo comes from.
Also, Legend has it. Thunder still has the multi-shine record. He did 100 in the middle of FD. That is just Legend, though. There's no video.
Yeah,
But
well,
I
there's
like
no.
it. There's
You
no
always have
video,
to
but
take those things with a grain of salt. Like,
But I want to believe.
you want to believe that Thunder's somewhere is sitting in his room and just thinking to himself, "Haha, West Balls, let's see you do that."
I think West Balls' record's like 40 something right now.
When did Kenton get sent into losers at Evo World, by the way?
Winner semis.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that doesn't really count as a.
I know, but it was his first tournament. He won in a long time, and that's why I added it.
I think if you wanted to talk about losers run, Hungrybox at Genesis is also the first Genesis is good because no one wanted to admit he was good at the time, so he and Mango had to play in winners round of 16 or quarters or somewhere like
It was winners
comically
round of
early.
16 because Hungrybox was seeded 16th.
Yeah, they were slated to play comically early, which makes no sense in retrospect, but that's what happens when you play in a scene that hated Jigglypuff.
Yeah, then he beat Phil in a close 2-0. Then he beat Dark in a close 2-0. Then he barely beat the Shizwiz with probably his first ever pop off at a national. And then he beat Dark Rain, who beat him last time they played. Then he beat Scar really bad, and then he barely beat Zoo.
No, dude, you know when his first really big pop off was Tipped Off 5 when he beat Mewtwo.
Was that before Genesis? No, it wasn't.
No, it was
wasn't
after.
before. Yeah, apparently he popped off really big after beating Shiz because he got a clutch rest on Corneria. And Hungrybox apparently like jumped out and like the commentators were talking about it in the video. It was like, and Hungrybox pops off. And he doesn't even shake the Shiz with his hand apparently.
Dude, after Mewtwo beat Hungrybox, when he did that huge pop off, and then like he went towards Hungrybox like he was about to offer his hand, but then just pumped his fist again because I think he just felt really awkward in that moment.
Yes, I remember that.
He pops off and he raises his fist at the crowd. The crowd goes crazy. Then he turns to Hungrybox and like looks at him, looks down, turns to Hungrybox again, looks at his hand, and then pumps his fist again. And I'm just sitting there like Mewtwo just shake his hand.
That's the second best Mewtwo pop off.
What do you think the best one when he beat him at Paragon LA and he almost jumped out of his pants?
He did jump out of his pants. His
That one
butt
was
was hanging out, man.
That one was ridiculous.
Dude, he has some really good pop offs. I want to see his pop off when he finally wins the Super Major.
Would he pop off though? I also feel I kind of feel like if he ever did win a super major, he would just kind of he would shake his opponent's hand, like maybe pump his fist, and then at the end of the turn he'd be like my controller was literally playing so good today. I know I can do this. I can do more of this.
Nah, I think he would do something.
Wait, I totally forgot. We were talking about Hungrybox at Apex 2012. What about his run at Paragon after getting sent there after getting sent to losers by Prof?
Yeah, then he barely beat Ken.
I wish there was footage of that. That would give Marthmate. I know Ken lost the set, but I feel like it would be such valuable footage.
It was
Excuse me.
it was like game 3 last hit.
Dude, you never sleep on old school players versus floaties.
Apparently, Ken and HBox went even in friendlies before that, so I knew it was gonna be close when that set was happening, and I'm happy it was.
No, you didn't. No one literally.
I did. No, post it. You could see it in the game facts thread. I literally said it before the set happened.
You're like Ken is really good against floaties.
I was like, Ken and HBox have both said that they go even in friendly, so I expect this to be a close set.
Okay, fair enough. You get props for that. Dude, when Ken whooped Mango on Dreamland at Evo, I think that's the worst I've ever seen Mango's Jigglypuff lose.
Dude, Mango double rage quitted that set. I'm not. I think Fire Plover made a gif of that entire thing for me. That entire last stock for me, and I have it bookmarked.
Mango, I think I know that wasn't considered his prime, but I don't think I've ever seen Mango's Jigglypuff get beat so bad like the way Ken
I
beat
ne-
it at
I've
Evo.
never seen Mango in general get beat so bad.
I
Like
don't
he's
know,
been forced.
Mutaking's had a bunch of different four stocks on Mango.
I know, but like, not like that demoralizing. Did you see what Ken did to him? He
Yeah.
did like double down there to side B spike, and then he went for a tipper F smash, and Mango just gave up.
Dude, you know what another really funny four stock on Mango, even though he ends up winning the tournament anyways, when Hungrybox just randomly four stocks him on Fountain and
Yeah, that was the
Zenith.
only time he ever. That was the only time he ever four stocked him. It was amazing.
Are there any? What do you think Mango's? I think other than the Taj four stock, what do you think? Does Mango have any like iconic four stock on Gods? Oh no, yeah he does. At the first revival of Melee, the last game of Winners Finals, Mango four stocks Muta King's Fox on
He
FD.
also four stocked Mewtwo King Sheik. No, Mewtwo King's Marth at Genesis 2.
Yeah, because Muta King tried Marth on Battlefield and Muta King just rage quit like after his third stock.
And then Mewtwo King almost won the set with Sheik.
That's a good
It was like
That's a good set actually. Now that I think about it.
it is pretty good. It's not as good as Mango Taj though. The first one, the good one.
Dude, both sets of Mango Taj are they're incredible for very different reasons.
Mango Taj Winter Semis is my favorite Melee set of all time.
I think that would be up there for me. I don't know if it'd be my favorite, but it's
Dude, that
definitely up there.
That commentary and that gameplay are both so good.
Pretty ahead of its time. That especially because both players are playing really good for their
Oh my
time.
god, they
It
were
was
actually both playing so amazing.
it wasn't like Mango was just playing like super dumb and like SDing or something. Like they were both just it's a pretty good display of skill. The few people in the chat, if you've never seen that set, I would recommend watching it. Genesis 2, Mango versus Taj, winners or winner semis.
Oh my god, I recommend that set to everybody. It is by far my favorite Melee set. It's not even close.
It actually that's one of the sets that got me into playing Melee and watching it a lot more, actually.
That literally is the set that got me into watching Melee at all. Like that was the first set I saw live, basically.
Did Habe Fiat show it to you?
What do you mean? Did you
Ha-
show it to me?
Cause that's when I first started posting more on the Melee boards and GameFAQs, Happy Fiat always used to talk about that set at Genesis
I know
2.
he loves that set, but
It's his favorite.
I watched it live. That's what I'm saying. That was like the first tournament I watched live. I
Genesis
told you
2?
that. I
Oh
started with
right,
Genesis.
right, yeah, you're right.
So that set always stuck in my mind.
Dude, it's always disappointing knowing that forget the four stock or whatever and losers, it's always disappointing that Taj just didn't do well against Armada when he brought out the Mewtwo or whatever. It's just such a strange.
Dude, I wish his Mewtwo won. I'm not gonna lie. Imagine his Mewtwo won.
If you could if you could change any set in Melee history, do you make Taj's Mewtwo beat Armada?
Yes, because then Mewtwo's top tier and Taj is number 1 in the world.
Can you imagine what kind of world that would be like? Or Taj's
I
Mewtwo.
would live in that world. Dude, for real. If instead of getting third, he won Genesis 2, but that was still his only tournament he entered all year, would we put him on the list?
If he won Genesis 2, I feel like he has to be. He has to. I mean, let's think of it this way. For 2009, we put Armada at number 2 because of his Genesis performance, and we didn't really have any other American tournaments go. He was the exception to the rule we had of lack of data because he almost
Yeah.
won. I feel like if Taj won Genesis 2, he would have to be on the list.
Yes, I agree. But what if he won, but he still lost to Aurelian pools?
No, that winning overcomes that.
I
Look-
agree, but would you put him number 1 still?
Well, let's put it this way. Mango lost to Plank, Vist, and Sensei in pools. If he doesn't lose a set for the rest of the year, which he almost didn't do, Mango is easily number 1 for 2008.
Yeah, but Taj also didn't enter any other tournaments but Genesis 2.
Yeah, that goes against him. Unless he won. If he won,
Dude,
he would.
it's-
If
what
he
if
won,
he
he has
won?
to be number 1.
What if he won, but he still lost to Armada and Aurelian round 3 pools? Would you give Armada number 1?
No, because Taj won the tournament. Winning the tournament, like even numerically counting it makes up for that.
Yes, I
Because
agree.
he has to beat Armada again.
Yeah, let's just talk about how good Taj is right now. We can just
Honestly,
talk
I
about
think
that
that's
forever.
I think that's one of the it doesn't count as a loser's run, but I think Taj at Genesis 2 is one of the most unlikely runs in Melee history, especially considering that the last major the major he went to before that at Pound 4, he actually did pretty badly in.
He got 49th. He didn't make it out of pools.
Yeah,
My Waffles mentioned that in one of the sets on comedy. It was like, this guy didn't. Well, he didn't say this guy. He said a different word.
yeah.
But he said this guy didn't even make it out of pools a pound.
Like think of it this way, it would be like if player around like Taj was really good, and the person who I'm comparing to, like, I don't mean this offensively, but can you imagine if Dart or Zoso, or I guess they're two people, but can you imagine if Dart or Zoso just came out of seemingly nowhere and just whooped everyone and got to winners
Dart-
finals?
Speaking of Dart, he also did really good at Genesis too. He
Oh,
got
yeah.
He got top 32.
That's
He
true.
beat Lucky and SFAT.
So okay, so then in that case, because Taj at that point was a veteran Marth that had really good wins in the past and had trained with really good players in his region, but had seemingly fallen out of the game. So it would be like,
Yeah.
actually, the more I think about it, I think the Zoso comparison is actually pretty good.
But no, I think Taj relative at Genesis 2 was still better than Zoso is now. Because Taj in 2006 he beat Ken. Remember that?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what
he was good for a long time.
Dave, I think, or actually no, I don't think Dave's ever beaten Kareem. I could be totally wrong on that though.
But I think it's like, I think I'd go with like a top 40 level player right now, or top 30, like KJH.
Or Mike Mike Hayes has been around for so long. It would be like if Mike Hayes if
Yes.
Mike Hayes had a bracket of Marths and just beat all of them.
He almost did. He almost did it at UGC. He almost did it.
Dude, I was actually very happy for Mike that he beat Mango.
Me too.
And no one believed me when I talked about him. You could argue that he had a more successful year than Lucky in different ways. Or maybe
on
not
my
so
list-
much, or maybe not so much arguing, but I think he and Lucky are much closer than the perception of that people give Mike Hayes.
Yeah, on my list, on my top 35 list, I really wanted to put Mike Hayes over Lucky after he beat Mango. I really did. It took a lot for me to just keep him one spot below. Like,
I think
felt
his
like he was
local
hurt.
I think his locals losses like keep the perception of him being that good away, but I think that's kind of silly. I think his nationals are really good, except for that stretch in the middle of the year where I know he was dealing with a lot of personal issues.
Even then, he still got like top 32 and stuff. But like, it was really close. I almost put him above Lucky on my list. It was super close. He's really good now.
So again, like we were saying before, it would be like if Mike Hayes just suddenly went on a run at Genesis 4.
Yo, what if he does it? Let's go.
Well, what would Mike's potential run be? Because he would be what,
Mo-
seeded
Yo,
20th?
It'd be like Moon, Pew Pew, Mewtwo.
I'm not sure Mike can beat Mewtwo King, but maybe I'm wrong. You never know.
When they played at Big House, Mewtwo had to make a massive comeback.
Yeah, but
You
that was
remember
against
that?
Mewtwo King Sheik.
I know, but I think he can beat the Marth too.
Maybe I haven't seen Mewtwo King's Marth against Mike Hayes since Mewtwo King's Roy beat it. Let's put it that way.
Can we not talk about that? I mean, Mewtwo King's Mewtwo beat MacD. This means nothing.
That's true, and that was also a long time ago, so it's not even relevant now.
Remember when Toph beat Mewtwo King?
Yeah, dude, that's Toph's got to hold that W over Mewtwo King.
It was at Big House 3 too.
Dude, I'm actually kind of thinking, what do you think Mewtwo King thinks of what I wrote about him? Do you think he's happy or you think he's upset about it?
He said he was number 3, so I think he's upset and he didn't even read it.
I mean, like, honestly, the difference between number 3 and I feel like if you get that upset over one place, I honestly doubt it.
No, me too. But I was just joking. But he does think he's not. He does think he's number 3. He says Armada and Manga are top 2. He's 3 and Ken's 4. And or no, he has him 3. I think he has Hungrybox 4 and Ken's 5.
Okay, for the few people that are watching this, when I did my research, one thing that I wanted to include in the article, but I ended up not just because it was of a lack of space, was Mewtwo King's rivalry and tense relationship with Ken, which got really ugly at points.
Yeah.
Mewtwo King, so
He doesn't like Ken at all. He doesn't like. You there?
yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Mewtwo Ken. He doesn't really like Ken all that much because he doesn't feel like Ken really respected him when he was coming up. So he devalues a lot of what Ken did.
One of the threads that I went through a while ago was actually an old Facebook thread where after the documentary came out, Mewtwo King just randomly posted on someone, or he randomly commented on someone's post about the Smash doc and talked about how Ken was a liar, manipulator, etc. And it was just a really ugly, ugly conversation between the two because you could tell that Ken didn't really want to. Ken really didn't want to have a conversation about something that happened years ago, but Mewtwo King was pretty clearly resentful about it and calling him like ungrateful and a bully, or not ungrateful, but calling him like a bully and manipulator and liar and all this stuff.
I think some of what he said is true.
I mean,
But
but
some
you
of
also
it
have to think about what Melee meant for to be. I'm playing devil's advocate. Obviously, so much of this is speculation. Like we did not know these people personally, but I think what created a lot of the animosity is also the fact that they both played Marth. Mewtwo King modeled a lot of his Marth stuff after Ken, but it was just more technical, and Mewtwo King was more sort of quote unquote. I don't want to say optimal because that's kind of a buzzword, but Mewtwo King would study situations and study what kind of follow ups he wanted to have with Marth, and Ken was more of the player that would get by on fundamentals and smart game sense, if that makes sense. So I think Ken, from the way Ken would approach the game versus the way Mewtwo King would approach the game, was drastically different. And the fact that Mewtwo King at that point was more driven to become the world number 1 versus Ken, who had been it for so long and now had lost his throne to this guy that kept harassing him with questions about Marth that he didn't really care about. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know what you're saying.
I'm sure there was a bit of animosity. Maybe I don't want to say jealousy because that's a strong word, but I'm sure there was resentment from Mewtwo King and feeling underappreciated by Ken, and from Ken to Mewtwo King at the time for feeling like this guy was bothering him about something he didn't care about, and also thinking that he was already better than all better, or that he had surpassed Ken in all of Ken's accomplishments.
Which, in my opinion, he still hasn't.
Well, I don't think he can unless he wins a super major.
Yeah, that's the thing holding him back. He can have all the longevity he wants, but there's like a glass ceiling.
Like, what is Music King's best accomplishment in his career? Winning honestly, I think his losers run at UGC is more impressive than.
Yeah, I think UGC this weekend might be the best thing Music's ever done, which is kind of sad.
Oh, it's not sad because like so there have been few people to win generation defining championships. It's only sad if you compare him to someone like Armada or someone like Mango, but Mutaking has his niche, or he has his place in Melee's all-time rank. Just think of it this way, like after he's picked up Marth, the first tournament he used him primarily at, he won. He won Cataclysm 3. Just think about how huge that is. That kind of character switch to be so successful is honestly, or frankly, I can't think of any other time in history when someone has picked just a new character and immediately won the next tournament they played with them. Can you think of someone?
Uh,
Maybe Mango during his sandbagging or secondaries days, but those weren't like majors, or those weren't
yeah,
majors.
I was thinking like maybe PPMD when he first picked up Marth, but I
But
don't think
peop
he won the first tournament he went to with that.
No, and he had been training Marth for a really long time.
Yeah,
Mewtwo had played Marth every now and then, but when he just brought him out at Cataclysm 3, he just immediately looked so much better than the rest of the most of the or the, actually the rest of the competition. Even excuse me. What? Sorry. What? So you gave the example of PP with Marth, but after Pound 5, PP didn't win until Apex 2014, and he had been playing Marth for a really long time at that point.
no,
You you
yeah,
you could have said as Marth did at his Xanadu that he won over Mew, but that's not a super major. Or that's not the same level of a major.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that
No,
that
no, I
kind of
agree.
switch is unprecedented for someone to just pick up a character and almost immediately see success.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe Mango, but the thing is, Mango played Puff and Falco a lot. He would win tournaments with both, along with his secondaries.
yeah. I would say if anything, you'd have to go with the Fox for a tournament with Mango like that, but he didn't win his first tournament with Fox, so
Man, now that I'm thinking about it, from Pound Four to like what Impulse, Mango didn't win a super like a extremely unless I'm forgetting something in 2011. Am I?
yeah. No, no, because after Pound 4, he like sandbagged and then fell off the face of the earth, and then Armada got good.
But what was the next major or title that Mango won after Pound Four? Like Impulse?
I think it was Impulse, yeah, where he lost to PP Winners Finals. They had one from losers, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it was Impulse.
he had a chance to win at Winter Game Fest, but he stupidly went Captain Falcon the first set, and then played Falcon the first two games of the next set before going Falco, winning the game 3 and 4, and then losing game 5.
He might have lost that set anyway. Even if he went Falco the whole way, you don't know.
One
He
of the
was,
things I want to clear up about Mango, by the way, is obviously I can't say for his actual state of mind in the match. Like I don't know whether he was drunk. I don't know whether he really wanted to win. But but I think based on the initial character choice, there is sort of an an assumed truth that Mango didn't play seriously at Apex 2010. And whether or not that's true in terms of mindset, I think certainly by the character he played against Cactar, which is Falco, that it's kind of unfair to take credit away from Cactar on that.
Cactuar definitely beat his Falco.
No,
Honestly, he
he
did better
beat
with
it
his
game one.
he did better with his Mario than his Falco.
So that's one thing. If I write about Mango, I'm definitely gonna mention sort of the. I think there are definitely like circumstances behind his losses at Apex, but I don't think they necessarily, you can't ignore them.
Yeah. By the way, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said in your honorable mentions that you would talk about Reciferous later. Well, it's later, and I'm waiting.
Oh my God. You can. It's not me that's talking about Vociferous, it's you. When O2 and O3, when we're done with that, or when we're done with Ultimate SSBM rank, then we can sort of talk about the pre-game over era for Melee.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna glorify the crap out of Vociferous.
What is like? It would make sense if he just never lost, but it's not like he went undefeated.
He wasn't even that dominant. You can even argue Justin Junio was better in
Well, I'm
2002.
saying he lost to Justin Junio. He lost to Sultan of Samitude, I think, if I'm not
He
mistaken.
lost. Yeah, he lost to Zulu.
Yeah, Zulu. Not. Did he lose? I don't think he lost to Sam. I think he lost to Zulu.
No, he lost to both. He had a Falco problem.
He had a Falco problem. Can you imagine having a Falco problem in 2002 or 2003? Man, I can't get.
He beat everyone but them.
Can you imagine what that was like? Oh God! Once I figure out how to deal with standing lasers, I'll
Okay.
dominate the
Okay,
scene.
listen, they did not do standing lasers. They did short hop lasers.
I think no, the inventor of the short hop, the first short hop laser was D8 Dave.
No, he was the first one that did the short hop laser approach.
No, I'm pretty sure D8 Dave short hop laser, but Sam just lasered.
I'll watch the money match right now. I'll tell you.
Wait, no. I'll put on the money match just
God damn
because
it.
whoever's watching the stream will be able to see it.
That is literally the best match of all time.
It's just so stupid.
Four stock Sultan of Samitude.
I gotta. Oh my God! Wait, what? Where is it? No, it's on like Mute City, right?
Yeah, it's on Mute City.
Ken versus Sultan of Samnitude.
It doesn't come up like normally. You have to like really look for it.
It's called Ken Money Match, and it's a Ken Money Match, right?
Yeah, it's a money match.
Sultan of Samitude Melee.
It doesn't like come up immediately. You have to like really look for it.
Do we have anyone in the stream chat, by the way?
The viewer count's not up. Wait, we do have people though. We definitely have people.
Who do we have?
We have Cellbunk.
That's
I
one of
don't
my
know who that
friends. That's one of my
It's one of your-
friends.
Okay, he was being a freaking memester.
Of course. Excellent. Oh, I found a Ken versus Sam. Okay. I'm pretty sure the stream can hear it right now.
I'm gonna put it on too, on my end, just so I can watch it.
Oh my God, look at this. Yeah, oh, there it is. I'm surprised see, look at that. He's not re-grabbing, he's forward smashing. Because you have to consider back then, it was also considered, like, it was sort of considered, like, grimy to chain grab people.
This match was actually the first recorded match for chain grabbing. Like, at all. Like,
What-
Ken recently learned about it right before this match, and that's why he won.
I wonder how he learned about it. That's the more baffling thing. Like if he just figured it out himself, or if he like, or if he had read it
I think
online.
I think he said Mana Cloud taught him or something.
Vanna Cloud,
I heard-
the godfather of chain grabbing.
I forget exactly. Oh my God, he got tippered at 20 and died.
Dude, I'm watching this. I think one other thing about Ken that made people really believe in him was the fact that even though West Coast, I know East Coast was skeptical, but Ken would like try his best to avoid items because he saw them as really stupid. So despite him being West Coast, he would still frequently ignore items and just go for his opponent.
Yo, did you see that at 1 minute and 2 seconds? He did a freaking dash chance pivot grab. I'm so hyped right now.
Man, Sam is just getting what I've seen this match before, but just watching it again. Just for reference, guys, Sam was a really well-regarded player at this point in time. It may not look like it because it looks bad by modern standards, but Sam was one of the best Falcos in the world, if not the best one.
He was arguably, at this point, by TG4, he was arguably the best in the nation.
Dude, look at the way that Staryu saved Ken. Staryu saved Ken's off stage. Oh my god.
Ken didn't like items or jank, but they helped him out a lot in a lot of his sets. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna point that out.
To be fair, I feel like Sam literally just got so outplayed on so many levels.
Oh my god, he definitely did.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yo,
show the.
Staryu! I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. The Staryu kept him alive. All right, if you really want to, if you want to watch an ancient match, this I think is the. I haven't been able to find a. I haven't been able to find a set of Melee older than this.
Is it Asin versus Andon?
Yeah, his Link versus Jigglypuff on Green Greens.
It was the grand finals of the very first tournament they ever attended.
Yeah, the first tournament that Chillin and Asin attended. That is. I can't find older
it
Melee
was grand
footage than
finals.
that. Or tournament
No,
Melee
you
tournament.
can't. It's the oldest recorded tournament footage.
Oh my god, I'm actually kind of impressed Andon was able to do a tech chase rest on a platform.
Oh yeah. Then watch the rest of the match. It gets worse after that.
No,
That's the best
no,
part of the match.
Andon gets destroyed. And
I know.
it's frankly not that fun either.
I know. At that point, Asin's Link was considered his best character. So
Yeah, well, Asin's Link was his main. Man,
yeah,
how did Asin make this come?
I think actually his Ganon was considered his best character.
No, his best character was his Link, but he played everyone.
I know, but like on the ladder that Chillin and Chew like to talk about, Ganon was at the top of like his best characters.
It's just kind of funny to think about.
I think Link was like 3 or 4 in that list. Oh my god, how many rests are you going to get, Andon?
Because one of the reasons why Asin went Sheik at one of the reasons why he went Sheik at TG5 is because he thought that Sheik gave him the best chance with items. That's why people were generally forgiving of him not going or not showing off his diverse like amount of characters because the items thing threw a hole in that. Wait, I could have sworn Asin destroys Asin. How did he lose all his stocks? I could have sworn Andon doesn't Andon get like 3 stocked or something?
I think there's a game on FD.
No, there's not. There's only the game on Green Greens. How did Asin come back from this?
Maybe he didn't. Maybe we all remembered history wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure Asin like I could have sworn Asin like 3 stocked him or something.
This is a better match than I remember. Oh my god, I remember the apples mind games.
Dude, the rollout strats. Dude, you know
honestly, these guys look better than freaking Ken and Sultan Samutu did. I'm not gonna lie.
this isn't no. I think they look worse. Ken and Sultan were at least doing like combos and stuff. Andon is literally rolling out.
Yeah, but look at these freaking neutral. Look at this neutral game.
Asin was always ahead, or Asin was usually, or he was frequently ahead of his time on that. Dude, what if Armada was inspired by watching Asin versus Andon? That's one of the things that gave him the idea to try Young Link against Jigs. What if, dude?
Yeah, and it was 7 years after this tournament happened. So.
Wait, what? I could have sworn this is like a laugher. How's Asin on his last stock?
Oh yeah, I remember this. This was like last hit. I remember this set now.
I'm looking and seeing.
I think he kills him with an apple.
I'm looking and seeing how low Green's ceiling is. That's ridiculous. Dude, that block DI. That block DI from Andon. Andon's a god.
Dude, the tech chase res, man. Andon's better than Hungrybox.
Dude, was Andon the first really good Jigglypuff? I think Andon is even before even King.
Okay, let's think about this, okay? This was in 2002. Do you know of any Jigglypuffs that came before 2002?
Wasn't there some like international Jigglypuff player? I'm trying to remember.
In 2002?
Okay, I think you might have. Yeah, I think Andon is the original great Jigglypuff player. I could have sworn Asin like blew out Andon in this game.
Actually, I know Asin and Andon were considered really close in skill at this point.
Yeah, Asin was considered like slightly more talented, but Andon was considered really close to Asin.
Yeah, and then Chu came in and ruined everything with his Fox.
Yeah, because Chu was also good at other video games. It was similar to Asin.
Yeah, and then Chu beat Asin when they played the first time.
Yeah, as Fox. I think Asin went Sheik and that's it. Or Asin went Falco and that's it.
Yeah. And Chu tied for first in that tournament.
I'm always kind of impressed with the way I'm always really impressed with the way that Asin was able to figure out different like quirks of character matchups, even if it doesn't even if it didn't translate that well to the modern era. I think I think just his knowledge of characters and his ability to like figure out their fundamentals is just so ahead of his time. Yeah,
You mean different ways to forward smash.
yeah, in a in a sense. But the thing is, movement wasn't as advanced back then. So Asin, I don't think Asin was so naive to think that like it was a sustainable strategy. I think Asin just thought that given how difficult it would be to have movement at the time, or excuse me.
Oh, the roll read with the apple. Oh my god.
So given how back then movement was considered much more difficult than it is today, or like the advanced movement, I think Asin recognized that as a flaw that human players had against
Yeah.
against each other and just sought to exploit that.
By the way, can we just talk about how that money match of Ken versus Sam, that was also winners finals of then the biggest tournament of all time.
Wait, who sent Siffy into losers at TG4? Was it Ken?
It was Sultan of Samitude in winter semis.
Dude, Siffy had to figure out his Falco problem
No, then he had the greatest losers run of all time, okay?
until losing.
He beat Justin Junio and Sultan of Samitude in a row.
Oh
Come on,
my
man.
god.
And then he was the only one to take a game off Ken in the whole year.
What, didn't someone take a game off him at Melee Palooza?
Ken didn't go to Melee Palooza.
What was the other California tournament he went to that year?
In 2003, he went to TG5.
No, there was
and
another one
Doug-
he went to.
Oh no, the Doug took a game off him. That's right.
Also, Ken lost a money match to Eddie at TG5. Fun fact.
Dude, Eddie's good.
Eddie was like considered the champion of the Midwest after that. People thought this guy was gonna like take nationals. I mean, he took MLG Orlando 2005, so
That's not really a national. Come on, man.
yeah, that's not a national, but it's pretty good. He won it over like Husband and stuff. Or Husband finished like fourth
Yeah.
at that tournament, I think.
Yeah, Eddie was. That's when Eddie became the best in the Midwest. Because in 2002, his brother Eduardo was the best in the Midwest.
What about like Joshu or Joshu and those guys and the Ohio crew? Because back then I think Michigan was considered like, if I remember correctly, Michigan and Indiana were considered by far better than everyone else, but like Ohio was just starting to get good.
It was Chicago, Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio were like the four scenes in Midwest.
Yeah,
And
but Ohio like just started getting good later in 2002 or 2003, because Michigan and
Yeah.
Indiana were like way ahead of everyone else.
no, I'd say Chicago was ahead of Michigan.
Chicago was ahead of
Chi-
Michigan at the time. Who did Chicago have?
Eddie, Eduardo.
Oh,
GJ
right.
Triple X,
No,
Smash
you're
Bro
right.
Pro.
No, you're
the
right.
best of Michigan, the best of Michigan was JV3X3.
Right, no, you're correct. Why did I think Michigan was really I could have sworn like there was some tournament where like the first crew battle ever happened, or the first recorded crew battle, or like documented crew battle.
Yeah, that happened in 2003, August 2003, I believe.
Were the Kishes a TO force back then or not? I forget.
Yeah, that was like that was their first tournament TO, and that tournament's also known as Melee FC0.
Right, yeah, no, I remember reading about this on not the SSB wiki, but the Super Smash Brothers wiki. That's a gold mine in the history of the Midwest.
Smashpedia. That is the best source ever, by the way. The history of the Midwest Smash. That's
Yeah,
the
it's
most in-depth thing I've ever seen.
Dude, that gave us so much information for 2004 also.
Yeah, it didn't even. That way, I didn't have to somehow find a way to get freaking Eddie's Twitter or whatever.
How old is Eddie now? Like 40?
Oh my god, he's so old. I think he's 37.
That's crazy. Do you think Juggle Guy know? Do you think Juggle Guy would know these tournament results if we quizzed him?
I think he might know some of them.
I don't think Juggle Guy would know. I don't think Juggle Guy would know about FC. I'm sure he knows they existed, but I'm not sure Juggle Guy knows the results of FC0.
Oh, what if what if I quiz him on Snexus 2 and told him that
Oh, dude,
Vociferous and Isaiah
The Snexus series were massive back then. Oh my God.
Snexus 2, Eddie and Eduardo won doubles over Vociferous and Isaiah.
That's low key one of the biggest upsets back then.
Yeah, Team Blood, man. Team Blood.
Although the thing is like, what makes that old era so difficult, and why consider I personally consider Game Over to be the start of like real or of competitive Melee that can be accurately evaluated. And one of the reasons I do that, or why I consider Game Over the start, is because before that, I feel like the talent pool of the scene was so low because it was growing, and because it was so low, you basically had no way to gauge where your skill was at. That's what made Melee so exciting back then. And newer players don't understand this, but you could go to, because newer players now, if you go to a local, you pretty much know you're gonna lose or get O2'd. But at tournaments back then, you would go, but you would have no way of knowing whether you were better than this guy's friend or whether you're better than the guy across the room, unless you were really super, super, super into the scene. But for Ken to go and like money match Sam and Matt Deasy, or Vociferous and Matt Deasy, he had no way of knowing that he was going to beat them. He just was that confident in himself.
And he did win. Apparently, he barely beat Vociferous, but he beat Matt Deasy pretty easily.
He beat Matt Deasy and he beat Vociferous, and then they said, okay, you have to come win a tournament GOAT. And he won that also. Like,
yeah,
you have to,
and they were like, well, I guess.
you have to consider how crazy that is. Like, but at the same time, like, because he had never gone to a tournament like that before, and he just went and beat everyone. So the first way of thinking about it is thinking, wow, that's a massive upset. It's the biggest upset ever because Ken had never been seen before, and then he went to this big tournament and beat everyone. But it's
Better
not
than
as
Armada at Genesis.
yeah, but it's not as simple as that because you know, at least with Armada at Genesis, you had videos that you could watch and people could try to figure out what you were like, as rare as videos were. With Ken,
Yeah.
like in that era, if you were playing back then, you had little to no way of figuring out where your skill was at. You could have entered a tournament and thought that you were the best player there. You know?
Yeah.
That's why I personally wouldn't evaluate that era as much. I think it's important in Melee history and it's extremely formative, but it's not saying someone is number one back in 2003 is not the same as saying they're number one in 2005.
Okay, but I have to say this at least. For real, I'm not going to talk about Vociferous here. Matt Deasy is one of the most important people in Melee history.
Oh, I think he arguably, other than maybe Gideon who created Smashboards, I think Matt Deasy set the standard for tournament organizers. Without him, I mean, I'm sure without him, someone else would have stepped up. But in terms of just contributions, without Matt Deasy starting the very first like notable series, Melee tournaments aren't where they are today. We don't even
And
have.
also we gotta bring. There's so much other stuff with Matt Deasy. He didn't just throw tournaments. He housed everybody. He flew out international players.
Dude, have you read that? Have you read the post TG6 thread
Oh my God.
where he talks about gamers throwing think like if you're listening to this at some point, just imagine what it would be like having 100 gamers, most of whom you don't know, go to your house, and imagine that because they're all gamers and they're all in high school or they're all young, they're not the most organized or controllable people. They haven't organized rides to get to your place. They expect you to drive to the airport and pick them up. So imagine what that was like for Matt Deasy and his small group of friends. In addition to hosting all these people at his house, he would go to the airport nearby, drop off Smashers at his house because they couldn't organize a taxi or anything. Then he would drive back to the airport again to pick someone up, drive back to his house. The airport and back. Then he'd have to get food for everyone. Then you have to wonder, are there enough bathrooms for people? Do you have all the stuff? Are they going to clean after themselves?
And on top of that, he would enter the tournaments and get like top 8.
If you ever read the Tournament Go hype threads before them, he'd always make like these little silly storylines
These
before.
ridiculous stories, they're all so good.
I know they're also kind of embarrassing I'm sure they're a little embarrassing for him to read, but you never know. Maybe he takes pride in that sort of thing.
Do you know where Matt Deasy is now?
I have no clue. What is he
He
doing?
w- he works a high-ranking job at Capcom.
Oh right, no. You're right. You're right. I remember seeing that on his Facebook or something.
Yeah, he also goes to some Smash events. I know he goes to like every CEO
How good do you think he is?
right now.
Yeah.
Um, I think he could maybe make it out of round 1 pools.
Do you think I would beat him?
Yes. Well, yeah, because you outplay Sastifer at Shine.
Yeah,
so-
that immediately makes me a god, outplacing a player that has not competed in a decade.
Hey man, he was top 5 in the world at one point.
Sastifer, Sastifer actually beat a Marth that's a bit better than me right now.
Who?
He beat a Marth by the name of Life.
Oh, I know him.
He goes to Connecticut College. Roberto. He goes to Connecticut College. He's
Uh,
like decently better than me at this point, but you know, I consider myself pretty good against Peach, so maybe I'm
Yo.
just better than Sastifer.
no, we need the
No,
epic match. We need- we need-
definitely not.
We need the Smash Historian versus the best non-Armada Peach of all time. Right
Dude,
now.
and is he the best non-Armada Peach?
Okay. You could argue Court.
I was gonna say Court is the other one. Even Crazy Jones is really good. No, actually no. Crazy Jones was not better than Sastifer at any point.
I would say Vigio and Crazy Jones are pretty close, and then the tier above that Sastifer Court.
Yeah, I think so. But that also goes on the question like where do we grade like the longevity of modern Peaches like MacD and stuff? Because I know we kind of take people like that for granted, but they have a huge impact on the metagame, and
No,
they
I think
are
MacD
still really
I
good.
think MacD's right after them. With Wife and
No,
yeah,
dude,
with
Mike
Wife.
G. Mike G is like the godfather of Peach.
I would say MacD, Wife, and Mike G are all around the same tier.
I think Mike G peaked a little higher, but MacD also had that stretch of nationals where he would just keep getting ninth over and over again.
Yeah, so I think him and Mike G and Wife are all around the same. And then above them is Vigio Gamer and Crazy Jones. And then above them Sastifer Court, and then above them is Armada.
Sastifer Core Armada sounds about right for 3-1. I mean,
Yeah.
Sastifer beat Ken, so like he beat Ken twice.
He beat Azen. He beat Chu.
Well, he beat Azen while he was like sandbagging, but yeah, point taken.
No, Azen wants the sandbagging at FC3.
Are you sure? I
Yeah.
could have sworn Azen went like Luigi or Young Link or something stupid like that.
No, that was FC6.
Yeah, that's
Where he
what I'm
lost to
talking
Vigio.
about.
No, that's when he lost to Vigio. When he lost to Sastifer, different Peach, man, different Peach.
Wait, really? Sorry, maybe I think I'm confusing the two. I'll take your word for it. So yeah, Sastifer had sets over the world number 1 and world number 2 of that era. So that's actually pretty good.
When I look at Melee FC3 and Sastifer's run to second, I look at it, I'm like, wow, that's like on par with Wobbles' run at Evo 2013.
Yeah, but I think Sastifer was held in slightly higher regard. Like Wobbles at 2013 actually made no sense to like people that hadn't followed his serious results over the last 2 years. Whereas
I mean,
Sastifer at least was like,
I think people had Wobbles in their top 10, but Sastifer was like in a lot of people's top 5.
dude, I don't know if I think like regional like people who follow the scene would have had Wobbles around their top 10 or so, but I think for like just the average smasher, I think he was really slept on back then.
No, nobody would have expected him to get freaking
No one
second.
would have expected him to make it to grand finals in winners.
And beat three gods.
That's what makes it so unbelievable. That not only did he make it to grand finals, he made it through in winners. That's fucking ridiculous.
I could talk about wobbles all day. Don't get me
Yeah.
started.
Yeah, let's not.
I can literally talk about wobbles all day. I could talk about everything.
I think it's kind of unfortunate with wobbles because or the unfortunate thing is that wobbles and Chew often get thought of as the godfathers or as the forefathers of the ice climbers meta, and when I think Fly was actually not that far behind during his prime.
Yeah, but I think wobbles and chew also were the ones that basically invented everything.
That's true. I just think, but you have to think of all the what about all the crazy like blizzard tricks and stuff that Fly came up with?
That's true, but it's like Chew invented desyncs and Wobbles invented handoffs. Uh, so it's like Fly didn't really invent anything. He was just really good at using everything.
Yeah, but he's also that's not true. Fly would like come up with stuff on the spot. He would come up with like ways to use Nana, excuse
But
me, or like use or like manipulate like what she would do and stuff, or like and also
no, but
use Blizzard.
he knew how to use the advanced like all this advanced stuff, but in terms of like the basic foundation of ice climbers, Chew and Wobbles are definitely the two.
Well, Chew is obviously the basic foundations of ice climbers, and Chew is the greatest Sopo ever by
Yes.
far.
I don't even understand why people even argue Fly. I'm sorry, Fly.
No,
No.
all the Sopos are really good. Like Fly has a ton of like the legendary Sopo like last hero comebacks, but I think in terms of like actually watching them play, Chew treats Sopo like he's Luigi.
Chew took a full stock off Armada with Sopo. I'm sorry. I'm not. There's no argument anymore.
That's actually like one of the most ridiculous. Is that as far as just accomplishments go, whether it's games or sets? Where do you think taking a stock off Armada in tournament with Sopo ranks?
Dude, that might be number one.
Dude, that's actually so high up on that list. Like
Dude,
I
Chew, that's
honestly
so good.
I honestly think taking a full stock with Sopo off Armada's Peach might like it might be more impressive than like no, I was I was gonna say like beating Armada as a non-god, but that's actually so stupid.
I don't know, man. I
Has
don't know.
has a Sopo ever taken a full stock off Armada's Peach before? What's our data set for that?
Fly Manita took him to last stock a couple times, but I don't think he did it with Sopo.
But no, at Evo, Fly almost took a game off of him, never wobbling him.
Yeah, but guess who did take a game?
Yeah, okay, fair point.
Yes.
Fair point,
Uh,
dude. If you could change any set, we're back to our question of changing any set in Melee history. What if we changed the Chew Dat versus Armada set to Chew winning?
dude, I would take that. I would take that forever.
Would you take it though? Because we all know Armada would come back through losers.
No,
and-
no. As long as we let Chudat win the whole tournament.
Yeah, yeah. See, it's only one set.
No, we have to let Chudat win the whole thing.
Okay. No, that's not the condition. We were just talking one set.
No, this isn't fair to Chudat. He deserves to win a major.
Dude, what if I change? If you know what set I change? I change me versus Slox at Mass Madness at August, or me versus Barbie at one of the See Me in office hours.
I would change me versus the moon at KTAR 19.
Yeah. Actually, I would change those sets because they were close, but I have to also think about all the sets that I got like Molly whooped in, like me versus Zoso at any older tournament or something like that.
Yeah, but Moon's like the best player that I've like played. I played Gatsu before in Reno. I played Reno a lot of times, and I like always do really good against him for some reason.
Have you played against Reno a lot? Reno's in California now.
When he lived in New York for
Oh,
Nebulous,
right, yeah.
and then I also played him at SmashCon.
Are you going to SmashCon or Shine or anything next year?
I always go to SmashCon.
See, the thing is, I want to go to SmashCon, but at the same time, I'm going to Genesis already in January. and
Go
then
to both. Simple solution.
I can't just go to both. I don't have. I'm not made of like money.
I'm not made of money either.
Go. I would say go to Evo, but the only reason I'd want to go to Evo is because it's Vegas, and I'm 20. I'm 22 right now, so I could enjoy all of Evo.
Every year I get the choice of Evo or SmashCon, and I choose SmashCon every time.
Try. I wouldn't go to Evo until you're above 21.
I
So
wouldn't go to if I have to choose between Evo and SmashCon every year, I will always choose SmashCon.
wait, no, don't go to
Always.
SmashCon. Go to Shine.
I can't choose Shine.
Why not?
It's not one of my choices, man.
How's it not one of your choices? You'll be in college.
Shh.
You'll be in college. Out. If I'm still in the area, you will literally get free housing.
Oh, for real? Okay, I'll go to Shine.
Although the thing with Shine is that it was kind of a bitch to drive to Boston over and over again, but it's only like a 30-minute drive from where I am.
Oh, that's cool. Shine looks like a cool tournament.
It-
As long as we finally go to a major and team together.
I
just
think
wanna do that.
I think one of the things with Shine that made it revolutionary in terms of like organizing tournaments is the fact that it took such a like one so the first thing you have to consider is that they lost money on the tournament and or Big Blue Esports lost money and they just ran it because they love Smash. But the second thing that you have to consider is that in addition to running all the games, they ran all the different brackets for Melee. So they ran the amateur bracket, they ran they ran sort of like the stay in your lane thing. There was always time to play Melee in sets that were meaningful. That's what I think. I think that's what made Shine different than other tournaments. They really went out of their way to make the experience like as enjoyable and as competitive and meaningful as they could for even the people that weren't in top 32 or top 64.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think Shine is revolutionary in that sense, and you have to give. I can't think of I can't think of a tournament before. I can't think of a national before that ran amateur brackets so successfully. And
Mhm.
I have to give it to She for having or AKA Rorek for having the guts to sort of run this huge financial mammoth of an event, and also Matt for being extremely forward thinking with the kind of or Matt.Zeb for being extremely forward thinking with the kind of how he wants to run an event and always thinking of ways to like improve it. I would actually love to have Mafia or Matt come on the stream and just talk about like New England history with me. That'd be so sick.
Yo, I would do that, but I'm afraid they'd yell at me.
What would they yell at you for?
I don't know.
Actually, Matt as a TO can be pretty intimidating, but Mafia's a pretty chill guy.
I'm just afraid of every top player. Wait, Matt's not a top player. I'm fine.
Oh, shots.
I'm kidding. Okay. Do you want to talk about Eden?
What is there? We have like 20 minutes.
Yo, we got 20 minutes. Let's go.
All right, should I open the Excel sheet?
Yeah, I got the attendees list up.
All right.
Now, hopefully Mango doesn't sign up last second and ruin everything again.
God, dude, our whole thing was so pointless.
It was. I was so mad.
Hold on, give me a sec.
Because we got confirmation that Mango wasn't going, and then Tao was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Mango changed his mind last minute."
Yeah,
'cause the Eagles
Tafo was
lost."
like, guess what? It's
He
just
was like, the Eagles lost, so Mango's going. I was like, God damn it.
Wait, what were our predictions again?
It was like we had Armada, Hungry Box.
Okay, so we both had Armada winning the tournament anyways, so I guess we were both right.
We had Hungry Box at second. I think we had Mewtwo King at like fourth, and I had Leffen at fifth. I remember that.
I think I had Leffen at third or second.
Yeah, and you had Mewtwo King at fourth.
Yeah. I mean,
And then
honestly, that was such a reasonable opinion for me to have.
Yeah, and I had Mewtwo King at third, and I had Duck at fourth.
All right, let's do a quick run through of Eden. So, who are the notable names?
All right, we got SFAT, Swedish, Ice, S2J, the
Any-
Moon.
I don't think there are any gods, are there?
No, there's no gods. The
Okay.
highest ranking person's SFAT.
All right. Oh, okay. So that's pretty exciting.
It's like tipped off 11.
So there's SFAT, Swedish Ice Moon. I know Slox is going,
Yeah, Kid Boogie,
but let's go in order. So Kid Boogie. Who else?
S2J.
Oh, I mentioned S2J.
Yeah. Drugged Fox, Cobalt.
Okay. I think I'd give Drug Fox the edge in seeding at right now.
Yes, I think Drugged Fox is arguably top 20 right now.
I'd have to look at his results to be really confident. I would say he's top 25 or just outside of it.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
Drug Fox, Cobalt.
Um, then we got Kirby Kaze, Mac D, Professor Pro, KJH.
Wait, Kirby Kaze, MacD, Oh, wait, let's go. All right. Tough question coming up. Where do you rank? Does Kirby Kaze get ranked or seed above MacD?
That's a tough one. I think it's really close. I think Mac D's been falling off a little bit recently, so I think I'd give Kirby Kaze the slight edge in seeding right now.
Oh, but that's not fair because Kirby Kaze is
But
still like
Kirby Kaze also beat Mac D last time they played.
did he?
Yeah, don't you remember the ridiculous freaking comeback?
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, I guess, but I don't know. It feels really weird to place MacD so lowly.
Okay, also Professor Pro and KJH.
Okay, I'd still give MacD the edge on KJH.
Not Professor Pro, right?
No, no. But I give Prof the edge against Kirby Kaze for what it's worth.
I think Professor Pro might be above Cobalt.
Actually, well, when you put it like that, what does
Prop
Cobalt
beat, Prop beat Swedish and Shroomed at UGC.
what does Cobalt have this year other than his random local wins over Plup?
He, uh,
He took he took care of a lot of very favorable and fortunate brackets of Ice Climber players. And he's beaten
yeah,
Duck. He's beaten Duck more often than not. I
yeah,
think.
but I would still give Prof the edge probably, which saddens me to say, because I love Cobalt.
I mean, the thing is, Professor Pro has so many good he has so many
Yeah,
good wins that aren't just again in familiarity. Like you could say, oh well, he has a win over Leffen, but he always plays Leffen. But at the same time, like that doesn't account for his win over Shroomed or his win over Swedish Delight. And I know that was just last tournament, but he has a lot.
yeah,
He has a lot more wins like that over the year. I'm pretty sure he's even in sets with the Moon.
yeah. He's so good against Marthin Sheik. I've been saying this for over a year, and people didn't agree with me. He's so good against Marthin Sheik.
Would you give Prof the edge over Drugged Fox? I personally would.
That's a close one. I don't know. Drug Fox did really good at UGC as well. He beat Axe and almost beat SFAT.
Oh my God, you're right. He beat Axe. Oh man, how did I
And he went up 2-0 on SFAT and almost 3-0'd him.
Okay, where do we see Dizkid then? Below Cobalt?
Yeah, I would seed him a little bit below Cobalt because he lost to 4% at UGC.
See, the thing is, it feels so unfair because Diz won Olympics or Olympus and has like really good moments, but I think it's just an ice climber thing where you can't like you can't totally give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
Well, either way, like regardless of where he's seated, we'll know whether he's playing like a 6 seed versus playing like a 22nd seed or whatever, you know?
yeah,
I think a good compromise would be putting him below Cobalt but putting him above Kirby Kaze. I think that's
yes,
fair.
I agree with that. That's where I would put him too.
But I also acknowledge that he could just as easily play like the 4th seed this tournament.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So after KJ, I would seed MacD ahead of KJH.
And then KJH, and then there's DJ Nintendo, Kells, Slox, Dreffen,
I think
Smash God,
I think I would see those like Kells, Slox, DJ Nintendo,
Dreffen,
Dreffen.
Smash God.
Uh, I think I would seed. I think, but this is just because
Oh,
based on,
and Cyrox.
okay, just based on watching them play, and I'd have to look at the results to be especially sure, but just based on watching them play, I think I would seed them like, I think I'd seed Kells 13th, I think I'd seed Slox 14th, DJ 15th, Cyrox 16th, Smash God 17th, Dreffen 18th.
Really? You would see Dreffen that low? I would see Dreffen above DJ.
Dreff Dreffen above DJ? I don't think
Dreffen's beaten Duck. He's beaten he's beaten more people. He's beaten Vanity Angel. He almost beat SFAT and None at Big House. He's beats Kells a lot recently.
yeah, but what about a ton of his losses?
Okay, what are his losses? Tell me.
Doesn't he have losses to like Hanky Panky and 4% and stuff?
He doesn't lose to 4%. And he does lose to Hanky Panky, but Hanky Panky's a god, man. Hanky Panky takes games. Dude, Hanky Panky. No, dude. Hanky Panky takes games off of Mewtwo King. He's really good.
No, Hanky Panky is really good, but I just don't know. But judging by that logic, Smash God has beaten a ton of MDVA, and Smash God also took a game off Armada at Evo.
I know. I'm not saying he should be seated above Smash
Although
God, but they should both be seated above DJ.
Although I admit that if Dreffen and Smash God were to play in bracket, I think I would actually be kind of worried for Smash God.
I'm pretty sure Dreffen would win. Dreffen's really good, man.
'Cause
Don't sleep on the old school people.
The last time I saw Smash God, I actually really like Ismarth, but the last time I saw him play like a top level Sheik was against Slox at Olympus, and I think Smash God wrote about it before where he wasn't really feeling it beforehand, but that set was not pretty against Slox, and Smash God also I know Tafo played Smash God at SmashCon I think and kind of whooped him from what I heard.
Yeah. So
I think 17th is pretty fair for Smash God.
I think they should both be seated above DJ.
Really? This is like the counter tri-state bias. You're gonna sleep on DJ like that?
I always sleep on DJ now. He lost to Lefo.
He's also lost to like Bananas, the Canadian Marth that's not Nightmare, I forget his name.
Fake.
Fake.
He lost to Trillium before Trillium was good.
DJ has a ton of losses, but I still think he places well at nationals. I personally would put him, even though I think
I can't put him above Smash God or Dreffen. I'm sorry.
Could you
there's
put him
no way.
Could you put him
I
above Cyrox?
Cyrox doesn't have enough data, but Cyrox 3-0'd Gatsu and took Axe to game 5.
No, I think the only reason I'm seeding Cyrox 16th is because I think again we need to see more from him. But I think as far as like people heading into 2017, I think Cyrox I'm much more bullish on Cyrox than I am DJ Nintendo.
Oh my god, Cyrox is gonna kill people in 2017. He's gonna be so good.
Okay, you know what's actually a pretty good way of looking at why I'm giving DJ somewhat of a benefit of the doubt. Would
What?
you also wait, Kells or Slox? I actually think Slox would get it over Kells, but I could understand why Legacy would and local seeding would favor Kells.
I think it's really close. I think you could argue either.
I think Slox and Kells are like around the same level, but I'll give it to Slox because tri-state bias.
And honestly, I think Dreffen's on that level too. I'm just gonna say that.
Dude, Dreffen, just because Dreffen is an old player doesn't mean he's on that level.
Have you seen Dreffen play recently?
Okay, wait, hold on. So, do you agree that Smash God and Dreffen are on the same level or no?
I think they're pretty close. I think all 4 of them are pretty close, actually.
Okay, here's a good way to put it. What are Tafo's chances of beating Smash God? I would say they're pretty good. Like, probably a little bit more than 50% if they play in bracket, right?
Right.
Like, I think Tafigans is around the same level as of a player as Smash God, if not a bit better.
Yeah, I think Dreffen would beat Tafo, by the way.
In the Sheik, yeah, actually, maybe in the Sheik Ditto, because
Dude, Dreffen's hella good at the Sheik Ditto.
Yeah.
He's so good at the
Okay,
Sheik
but
Ditto.
let's put it this way: does Tafo have a similar chance of winning against DJ?
TJ loses to J-Flex.
I mean, Tafo is really good. Like, I'm not taking anything away from him.
I think Tafo might just be a better player than a lot of these people here.
Wait, ask him in his Ask a Fem. That way they answer and commentators curse.
I'll do it later.
Yeah, ask them. No, do it right now. Ask Tafo if he thinks or who he thinks is better between DJ Nintendo and Smash God.
Okay. Well, my keyboard's not working, so I'll do it after the stream.
Even though that's actually like the most random question. Who's better, DJ Nintendo or Smash God?
I think he would say Smash God in a heartbeat.
No, he wouldn't. Tafa's not that high on Smash God because he beat him.
But he pretty doesn't like DJ Nintendo.
I think he still thinks DJ Nintendo is good. DJ just has a lot of really bad losses.
I know, but I don't. I would see Dreffen above DJ.
Okay, how about this? I'll give Dreffen Legacy over Cyrox. And then I'll give Smash God 18th so Smash God can play DJ. And I'll give who is the other person? I'll give Cyrox 17th so Cyrox can play Dreffen.
Oh, that would be such a good set.
I think that's pretty good seeding. Smash God gets
Yeah.
to play DJ, Dreffen and Cyrox play, and then that means there's one more seed below Smash God. So who is that?
There's Kira.
There's
There's
Kira.
Rick. Oh, really?
Wait, did you say Kira?
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
that
Kira,
sad
the bad player.
Oh, come on. Wait, is that sad that I would put Kira below Smash God?
No, he is below Smash God. Come on, man.
Dude, remember I'm Not Yelling? That feels like so long ago.
It was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago? I thought it was a year ago.
It's almost 2017, man.
Oh my god. Kira, what happened, man?
Okay.
No, look, he's still a good player. I think people like make people the way people talk about Kira, you'd think he's a no. I think he still is actually really good, but
Yeah,
I think he fell off.
I think him and Rick are around the same right now.
Yeah. So Kira and Rick for the 20th seed. Who do we have as 21st seed?
You put Kira and Rick down for 19 and 20?
Yeah.
Okay, then we have there's O'Reilly, Reeve, and Ginger.
I think I would actually give Ginger the nod over Rick, if only because I've been really impressed by what I've seen of Ginger in the last year.
Oh, there's also Absent Page. I forgot about him.
Man, Absent Page showing out to all these Midwest. Okay, so wait, hold on. Who was I just talking about? Okay.
Ginger and Rick. I think Absent Page is a little above them, actually.
You think Absent Page is better than Ginger and Rick?
Yes.
I think he's better than Ginger, or worse than I think he's better than Rick. I don't know about Ginger.
Well, he beats Kells semi-consistently now.
Okay, so whatever happens, we have to make sure that Absent Page doesn't just end up having to play Kells again.
Yeah.
Really. So Dreffen and Cyrox, DJ Smash God, Kira. Oh, we have Kira Kells. Okay. Ginger Slocks, Absent Page, KJH. Okay, that's actually pretty good.
Those guys actually don't play that often.
Yeah, exactly. It's Michigan and Montana.
Not Montana, Minnesota.
Or Minnesota, yeah, sorry. I thought Happy Feet was from. I know he's from Happy Feet State. I just confused the two. Who's after Reeve?
You put down Reeve. Reeve beat Android at UGC, by the way.
Yeah, I would give Reeve. Because of that. I'd give Reeve the nod over O'Reilly.
Yes, I agree. O'Reilly's still good though. But I think those are all the people. There are a couple other people you could add. There's like there's Mr. F. There's Hendog. There's Fendi. There's Beach. Juggle Guy.
Beach and Juggle Guy are actually pretty. Is Paper going to this?
I don't see him. I see a guy named Pepsi.
Okay, for argument's sake, I'm gonna end the seating at 24, just because as much as I think Juggle Guy and Beach and like those guys are actually pretty good, I just don't see them taking a set off the top 8.
Yeah, plus 24 is pretty good number for this
Yeah.
overall.
Sorry, Fendi. Hey, if Fendi beats these players, I'd be super happy for him. I just personally don't see it happening.
Fendi took Shinobi to game 5.
Yeah. Fendi's a lot better than people like give him credit for. He
He's a lot
lost
better
to
than I. He's a lot better than I give him credit for. I'll be honest. I did not give him a chance against Shinobi. I'm sorry, Fendi.
Okay, so hold on. So with the 32, since we're not counting down to 32, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's 8. So that's the first 8 seeds we can safely say will make it through. So SFAT, Swedish, Ice, S2J, The Moon, Drugged Fox, Professor Pro, and Professor Pro and Cobalt we can safely say will make it through. Assuming that something crazy doesn't happen. If our seeding was correct.
Yeah, I'm like half afraid Kid just loses to somebody random. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, right
ha-
now Kid is okay. No, Kid's not losing that. Kid is seeded to play O'Reilly right now for top 16, or to
Yeah,
enter winner. Like for top 32, Kid is playing O'Reilly.
I'm like afraid Kid's gonna lose to like Blend Tech.
He's not gonna. I don't think. I think. Actually, O'Reilly used to. Does Trail still play at all? Because I'm pretty sure
No,
Chicago.
no, Trail doesn't
Oh,
play.
okay. So Chicago doesn't have like an Ice Climbers player that.
Yo,
Or,
what?
what happened?
Fire Plover just posted in the chat. Drug Fox is playing Sheik against Prof at a weekly right now.
Oh, word. I'll have to check that out.
I'm freaking out now. Help
Ho-
me.
Hold on. So wait, hold on. Stay. Let's finish this and then go watch Drug Fox, or Drug Chic. So
Yeah.
Diz would have to play O'Reilly then. 9 and 24. I still would favor Diz.
Yeah.
Diz is really good against Falcon.
Trail doesn't really play anymore.
So that's Kirby, Kaze, and Reeve. I know Reeve beat Android, but I think Kirby Kaze is like another level of Cheek. I think that's a
Yeah,
little.
I think Kirby Kaze is a bit better than Android right now. I'd give it to Kirby Kaze. Though, if Reeve won, I wouldn't be totally surprised.
I would be, man. Kirby Kaze is really. This is like one of his matchups. Sheik Marth.
That's true. That's true. But obviously, Kirby Kaze wins.
Or I think Kirby Kaze is favored. I would be pleasantly surprised if Reeve beat him.
And he's up 2-1 on Prof. This is right after Prof beat Swedish and Shroomed. What's going on?
Drug Fox, just go back to. Actually, he's good in the Foxado too, so I don't know. Anyway, so.
I mean, he 3-0'd Prof last time in the Foxado. Go Sheik forever.
Okay,
Ever.
I'm sorry
sorry.
that I'm sorry to MacD in advance, and I hope he proves me wrong. But I feel like MacD versus Rick is going to be one of those things where another Midwest player defeats a top level floaty.
You think Rick's gonna beat MacD?
I have a really bad feeling if MacD versus Rick or MacD versus Absent Page happens, I just have a really bad feeling that's going to be another it's going to be another stupid thing where it's like, oh, the Midwest doesn't lose to floaties other than themselves, or something like that.
MacD beat Absent Page 3-1 at UGC.
I'm gonna give it to MacD, but I'm gonna bold his name because this has upset potential to be like one of those memey Midwest things, and to also have like MacD get upset about it after the tournament. But I think MacD still wins it, but I'm bolding it because that has upset potential.
Yeah, and then KJH Absent Page.
I think KJ's is good in fight, despite getting non-laser JV5'd or laser JV5'd by Leffen. I think KJH is really good at the Fox Ditto. I think he takes it over Absent Page solidly.
Yeah, and then Slox Ginger.
Okay, so I used to think Slox was extremely good against Falco because he goes into that matchup with a really good game plan, and one of the other really good players in Connecticut is Lint, who is a Falco player. But
Yeah.
Slox also lost to Trillium at Big House, I think. So
Yeah, but Trillium's also amazing.
yeah, Trillium has gotten a lot better. I
Trillium
think
almost beat Shroomed right after. It was like game 3 last hit.
I think Slox has it, but I wouldn't be surprised if I would give Ginger like a 40% chance of winning it.
Yeah,
That leads into Kel's Kira.
Kels wins.
I assume they'd Fox it, or would Kels go any other of his weird characters?
Kels could go Sheik, but yo, what if they Sheik Ditto?
No, Kira. There's no chance Kira is going Sheik.
Kira went Sheik once against Jace and like destroyed him.
I was like, just go back to Sheik, please.
I don't think he. I think they'll Fox Ditto, and I think Kels will take it.
I agree. I think Kira's decent still, but Kel's I think is better than him right now.
Wait, so back to KJH Absent Page for a second. What do you think are the chances that Absent Page can beat KJH? Just given that Absent Page actually has experience in the like, I think he's, if I'm not mistaken, he's pretty good against Fox and Marth because he was the guy that dethroned Slayer in Minnesota.
Actually, he dethroned Slayer, then Slayer took a hiatus, and now he came back and he's starting to beat Absent Page again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think
Slayer was, but like Absent Page is still number one, but Slayer can beat him now.
so.
Um,
Do you think KJH is like solidly favored in that? I think so.
yes, I agree. I think it's like 80-20.
I think it's a little better than that, but I agree that KJH is a pretty good favorite. Whereas like MacD versus Rick actually has me kind of scared.
So
But maybe
DJ,
maybe that's just me. So DJ Smash God, I think
they go even.
yeah, I think it's a toss up. I'm gonna personally say DJ though, just because DJ plays against I mean you could have said the same thing about Fake, and also the thing is DJ plays like the Moon plays a very specific kind of Marth with that like moves really fast and has this massive bag of tricks that you have to memorize and like mix ups, whereas Smash God tends to play a lot more honest and like try to actively like engage in really close like and he'll try to like engage you in the mid-range game, whereas Moon kind of tends to try to see if he can run over you, and then if he doesn't run over you, he just tries to confuse you and like pick up on super hard or pick up on patterns and then do like super hard things that counter only your pattern, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense. So I
No,
think
I know what you're saying.
I think it's actually pretty even, but I'll give it to Smash God,
Yeah, I agree. I think I'll give the slight edge to Smash God right now.
but that's just because of Marth bias.
Yes, exactly.
So there's Dreff and Cyrox.
Oh, don't make me choose. I love
I-
both these guys.
I feel like no, I don't think Cyrox would fall for any because Dreffen is like just straight up like rocks paper scissors, like just really
This-
simple.
This is literally super technical Fox, new school Fox versus super old school fundamental Sheik.
I feel like Cyrox has it.
I don't know, man. Dreffen almost beat SFAT.
That's true, but I also feel like fundamentals only get you so far until you're getting wave shined across FD or wave shot or getting killed by up smash at like 80% on Yoshi's, you know.
Dude, I don't know. I think this is really close.
I think it's close, but I'll give it to Cyrox.
I'll give it to Cyrox just because I think Cyrox is on a roll.
hmm
He had a pretty bad back bracket at UGC. He lost to Mewtwo and Pew for like 25th.
So that leads into SFAT versus Cyrox. I think SFAT, despite SFAT kind of looking shaky in the Fox Ditto, I think SFAT takes that. But I could see I could see Cyrox taking a game.
Aw, Prof beat Drug Sheik. Game 5.
Damn.
But he almost won Game 4. It was like last hit Game 4. And then Prof won Game 5.
Was it on FD?
Game 4 was on FD.
And Jug Sheik stayed Sheik.
Yeah, he would cheat the whole set.
Oh, see, look, if he had just gone Marth, it would have been all good. Okay, so SFAT versus Cyrox. I think SFAT has that. I think Cyrox should take a game, but I'd be surprised if Cyrox could win that.
I'm very happy that you're also very high on Cyrox right now.
Dude, I can't doubt him. He beat Infinite Numbers. He beat Gatsu really solidly and came really close to
Dude,
beating Axe. And
The second he beat Infinite Numbers, my whole world shattered. You have no idea what.
and
this
the other
is. You know,
the other thing with Cyrox is that he dominates this region pretty hard. Like even like Eichelman kind of gets destroyed by him. If I'm not
Yep.
mistaken.
no, Eichelman gets destroyed. Eichelman is the only one that can take games, and even then, that's very rare.
So then that leads into Swedish Smash God or Swedish DJ, but I think either way Swedish has that. I think
Yes.
if it's Smash God, I think Swedish wins that like free. But if
Even
Smash God,
even if it's DJ, I think Swedish wins free.
but Swedish has lost games to DJ or lost sets to DJ this year.
Those were like super early, and DJ recently has a very negative record on JFlex.
That's true. Okay. Well, I think if it's Swedish Smash God, it also won't really matter. I think Swedish is just so good against Marth.
Yeah.
So then there's
Ice.
Ice and Kels. I think Ice has that pretty
Yeah,
solidly.
I agree.
That S2J slot. Okay, I think S2J kind of whoops. Sorry, Ant. I think S2J kind of whoops Slox.
Yeah, Slox struggles with Smuckers, so
Slox used to. Didn't Slox beat Smuckers a lot? Oh no, he lost it in the last time he played.
no, no. Last time they played, it was game 5, but Slox won. They were playing for 7th because Slox lost to Thumbs.
Oh right. That was that Hog when he lost to Thumb, the Arcadian favorite.
Dude, did you see my reaction to him losing to Thumbs? I laughed
Yeah.
so hard.
I mean, Slox is kind of weak against Peach, and so
I know, but I just think it's funny.
yeah, Estrogen and Slox. I don't know. I haven't seen New England doesn't really have a. We have the closest thing we have to like a really good Captain Falcon player is other than I guess Slox himself would be Claps.
Claps. Yeah.
But I don't think Slox has played a Falcon like SJ, and I kind of think that SJ will take it to him. Sorry, Ant. Prove me
Last
wrong.
last time I remember them playing, S2J 3-0'd Slox and Fox was well drunk.
Yeah, that was at Apex 2015 a while ago. So I
Yeah.
don't know how much value it holds, but either way, I think
That's
SJ kind of eats up Slox.
yeah.
Because
So
the thing
Moon
is,
Cage,
if I had to guess how that set will go, I'm gonna guess that he like trashes his Fox the first game, not because his Fox is bad or anything, but just because SJ has so much like experience in that matchup, and I think Slox will try some like two strange counter picks and lose the set. And if Slox tries Sheik, I don't think it. Even then I don't think it beats SJ because he's been getting a lot better at that matchup. So I don't think Anthony's plethora of counter picks is gonna save him. But
nah.
maybe it will. And if Ant could prove me wrong, I'd be so pretty thrilled. So that
Mhm.
leaves the Moon KJH. These two actually like they have pretty
Mo-
close sets.
Moon 3-0'd him last time.
Yeah, but before that, I think didn't KJH win like a super close 3-2 at EGLX or something?
No, Moon won that too.
There was another
No, no,
there.
no. KJH won that. You're right.
I
But
I
I'd favor Moon.
I'd favor Moon, but KJH is really good against Marth. I would give Moon
Yeah.
like a slight favorite. It wouldn't shock me at all if KJH won that. So then that's Drugged Fox MacD. I think Drugged Fox takes that. Drug Fox beat Armada on FD. Drug Fox takes it. Sorry, MacD. And I think if it's Rick, Drug Fox also beats him there also.
Yeah.
Professor Pro versus Kirby Kaze.
Mm-hmm.
I think Professor Pro takes that, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kirby Kaze won.
Professor Pro versus Kirby Kaze?
Yeah.
I give it to Prof. Prof literally just beat Swedish, Shroomed, and Drug Cheek. Like, literally just now.
Yeah, I think. Oh wait, no, that leaves Cobalt, Kid Boogie. Oh, okay, Cobalt wins that.
Nah, man, believe in the Diz Kid.
I
He
mean,
won Olympus.
I mean, honestly, he could. I don't think it's that impossible for Disc can do it, but Cobalt is just literally so good against ice climbers. And also, it'd be kind of funny to see this continue be the run where Disc Kid Boogie does well, but just loses to Cobalt or something.
Oh my god, that fight pit run was so good, and then he just got demolished by Cobalt.
But do you think there's any do you think I could change the seating so that no, because then Professor Pro would have to like, or if I changed Professor Pro and Diz Kid Boogie's seating. Oh, if I changed Professor Pro and Diz Kid Boogie's seating, Diz would have to play Kirby Kaze, and then Cobalt would have to play Professor Pro.
I don't want to see Kirby Kaze Diz again. The last time I saw that, I cried.
All right, let's conspire to keep Diz Kid. Give me a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Let's conspire to keep Diz Kid Boogie out of winners' quarters by ensuring that he has to play Cobalt.
Yes.
Sorry, Kyle. No, I mean,
honestly, after he won Olympus, I don't doubt him in any matchup anymore.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he went through Milkman, Prof, the Moon, like, it's not impossible for him to beat Cobalt.
Oh my god, I still can't believe he beat Milkman, Prof, and Moon all in a row.
That leaves
That's
SFAT versus Cobalt, which I think SFAT versus Cobalt in winners quarters. I think SFAT like wins that free.
Cobalt does the Fox Ditto now again.
Yeah, he didn't look very good in it against Drugged Fox.
Oh no, he didn't. I don't think so either. I think SFAT wins that solidly.
Yeah.
I think Cyrax will do better against SFAT than Cobalt.
That leaves that leaves Swedish Delight the rematch. Um,
I think Swedish wins this time.
if it was Swedish versus Drugged Fox, do you think Drugged Fox takes it? Drugged Fox is
No, I think
really
Swedish
good
wins.
against Sheik.
I think Swedish will win the rematch against both of them this time.
I think Drugged Fox is a little better against Sheik than even Professor Pro.
I think they're both pretty good. Dropbox kind of
Actually, there's no basis for me to say that because Professor Pro literally just beat every Sheik in a row.
I mean, Drugfox bodied Swedish at CEO.
Yeah, but that's also one set. Like we literally saw Prof beat Swedish, beat Shroomed, and Drug Fox's Sheik.
I
Like
mean,
all
Drug
that's
Chic.
yeah, Drug Sheik. The only Sheik I think, and we have seen Drugged Fox play Plup Sheik and get 3-0'd. Although Plup
I
went
mean,
Fox for some
to
of
be
that
fair-
set.
To be fair, that was a really close 3-0.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think Swedish beats Prof in the rematch, but it's really close. So after Swedish Delight, that leads Ice versus Drugged Fox. I think Drugged Fox just like counters Ice's style.
Drugfox Ice?
Yeah, I think Drugged Fox beats him.
I agree.
Cause Ice is like the kind of fox that like goes for, like he basically tries to pressure you in a bunch of like 50-50 traps where he'll just like run at you and try to overwhelm you with moves, and then like when he notices you're scared, instead of trying to overwhelm you with moves again, he'll take your fear of being overwhelmed by his moves and start just like dancing outside of where you can hit him and like toy with you. Whereas I think Drugged Fox plays like the very focused, disciplined kind of fox that will like just constantly do things like retreating drill or like safe shield pressure and never get intimidated by any of Ice's like tricks or his like flashiness.
Yes, I agree. I think. What if Drugfox goes Chic?
Then I think Ice bodies him, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But I think Drug Fox would actually beat Ice in the Fox Ditto, even if
Actually,
Ice is a better player.
Actually, last time he played Ice with Chic, he won. But
Yeah,
was a long
it tipped
time
off,
ago.
but that was a while ago.
that was.
But I that's why I'm saying I think now Ice would beat Drug Fox's Sheik pretty solidly. But I think in the Fox Ditto, even though I think Ice is better at it, I think Drug Fox is a style counter.
Yes.
So that leaves SJ in the Moon. I think SJ takes it.
SJ destroys him. Poor Moon.
The thing is, like Moon, I actually like how Moon plays against Falcons. But only against lower Falcons. Against like Falcons better than him, I think Moon actually looks kind of lost.
Yeah.
That leaves SFAT and S2J. I want to say S2J has a chance, but I haven't seen anything from SFAT to make me think that he's weak at the Falcon matchup. I think SFAT takes it.
I agree. Honestly, SFAT, I think, probably wins this tournament pretty clean.
Does he though?
I think Drugfox has a chance.
Swedish Delight versus Drug Fox, or the number 2 seed versus the number 6 seed. I think Drug Fox beats Swedish. Again, like it's what I'm saying about Drug Fox. Like this is the kind of tournament, and like people like the people that Drug Fox has to worry about at this tournament are the kind of people that like they're players that tend to overwhelm their opponents and act as sort of like tests for their sanity. Like Drug Fox doesn't get phased by that kind of thing. Like he's not gonna get phased by if you try to pressure him on shield. He gets phased when he's like up a lot and he realizes he's about to win. But he's like the kind of player that you can't intimidate because he's just so intelligent. The only matchups with Drug Fox that I worry about is if like out of the people attending this event, I think he has a good shot of beating SFAT. I think he has a really good shot of beating Swedish and Ice. The only kind of people that like seem to beat Drugged Fox are like the kind of players that are either at like Anna's level of like game knowledge and awareness. So a player like Kirby Kaze versus like even though he's really good in Gunshik, I think Drugged Fox versus Kirby Kaze would be really close. And I think players that kind of like break I don't want to say break the rules because really it's really silly and it kind of goes back into like narrative building and stuff. But I think Drug Fox would really struggle against like S2J and or he'd struggle against a player like the Moon or Diskid Boogie. But based on the seeding we have right now, it doesn't look like he'll face those three guys.
Yeah, I think Drugfox has actually a good chance to win this tournament.
Yeah, if he plays really well, why not? You know that
Let's
he
go,
would.
Drugfox.
I think by far though he has to avoid S2J. That's the biggest thing. If
I mean,
J-
last time they played, it was super last hit.
yeah, but Drug Fox also just has such a bad track record against Falcon as Fox
Yeah.
and S2J we were talking about how Drug Fox doesn't really get phased by like tricks and stuff like that. But even then, like I can't really. I know I said it before, but the more I think about it, I can't even say that because he got just destroyed by None at Super Famicom.
Yeah.
I guess the way I should put it is like Drug Fox doesn't get phased by tricks in certain matchups. Like in the Fox Ditto, I don't think he gets phased that much. Like occasionally he'll have a set against like a player like Slox or something where he'll look a little off or his execution doesn't look 100%. But I think for the most part, like I'm pretty confident in him against Fox and Sheik. And I think even against Marth he's gotten a lot better, even though I still think it's one of his weaker matchups. But I think against like Ice Climbers and against like Falcon, he looks especially kind of vulnerable.
Chat, these are just guesses for the seeding. They do not have the official seeding out.
Who's in the chat asking this?
In it for the wristbands.
Oh, okay. That's a gimme. That's gimme, I think.
Yeah, Plover's also in here. And he said that he thinks Swedish will beat Drugfox.
I think it's. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm not saying I'd be like super shocked. I just think, given the way the brackets are like think of it this way. Look at how the brackets are turning out for each of the players and like the kind of favorable matchups that they have to play. Swedish from the start. Swedish from like top 32 or Swedish from top 16 will have to go through Smash God, which is really good for him. Dreadfox would have to go through MacD, which is really good for so assuming Drugfox doesn't get upset early, which I think is pretty fair, Drugfox just has to play MacD, Ice, and Swedish. Those are three like out of what he could have gotten. Those are three really favorable matchups for him. Whereas Swedish could like yeah, you could say Swedish gets an almost guaranteed ride to top 32. He gets a practically guaranteed ride, barring like some incredible upset by Smash God or some good upset by Smash God or DJ. But then he has to play Professor Pro to get to winner semis. So given the way the brackets are turned, or if our seeding is correct, or like around that range, I would feel very comfortable in saying that Drug Fox is getting top 8.
Yeah.
And also at the same time, if for in SFAT's case, I think he is definitely the favorite to take the tournament. But I'm just saying, even though we saw how good SFAT was against Nana, I'm saying Nana because that's just the majority of how good he was at destroying Nana against Chudat. If you look at SFAT's record against Diskid Boogie on the year, I'm fairly certain they were like 3-3 midway through the year, or like at least close to even. So if SFAT has to play Diskid Boogie in winners quarters, hey man, I'm just saying anything is possible.
Dude, anything is possible.
Assuming Diz beats Cobalt, which is already kind of a big thing, big question mark, but it could happen.
What if Cyrox wins this tournament?
Well, what would Cyrox's run after? So Cyrox would have to beat Dreffen. He would have to, yeah, okay, so he's not beating SFAT. That's
What if he beats SFAT though? What if he just beats everybody?
even assuming he beats SFAT, he still has to play.
He could beat Cobalt.
Yeah, he could. And
He could beat
then
SGJ.
he has to play Drug Fox or Swedish.
Dude, look at Cyrox's run. Let's go, Cyrox.
Cyrox has to beat SFAT. That's the thing. You're forgetting that. That's the most important. He has to play SFAT and then beat everyone else. Cyrox is
Dude,
literally not winning this tournament.
Dude, look at Cyrox's potential though. His potential's so high.
I would be more interested to see what Slox's path to victory is.
He'd have to
Ginger-
be Ginger, and then
He'd have to beat Ginger, SJ, or the Moon. I think if it's the thing is, Slox and the Moon used to go like back and forth a while ago, but I'm fairly certain lately that the Moon has just been kind of destroying Slox. Anytime I don't think they've played in like recent memory, but the last time I saw them play, it was really ugly.
man. What if
Okay.
I want to see Kirby Kaze do well too.
So, well, okay, let's look at Kirby Kaze. What was Kirby Kaze's run again?
It was
Kirby Kaze had to beat Reeve, which I think he's favored solidly in. Kirby Kaze would have to beat Reeve. He would have to beat Professor Pro. And then and if he beat Professor Pro, Kirby Kaze would have to beat Swedish. And then if Kirby Kaze beats Swedish, Kirby Kaze would have to play Drugged Fox or Ice.
Oh, that's a really hard bracket.
Yeah, the possibility of playing Swedish or Drug Fox in the Ditto, the possibility of playing against Professor Pro, the possibility of playing against Ice. Yeah, that's hard.
Even Reeve's not totally free.
And that's also assuming that Kirby Kaze doesn't run into Diskid Boogie and Losers or something. So
Dude,
yeah, that's
dude,
tough.
KK has the toughest bracket. Oh my god.
Or it's not necessarily tough because again our seeding is just like estimates, but
Yeah.
based on like in terms of tiers of opponents and like the different matchups he could run into, I'm not favorable on a spread, but I would love to be proven wrong again.
All right. So, what's our final predictions for Eden?
I'm gonna give SFAT a 70% chance of winning this event, and
I
I'm gonna give Drugged Fox like a 15% chance. I think,
I would.
or no, that's 70% is a lot. I'll give SFAT like a 60% chance of winning the event,
Yeah. That's
and
fair.
then
That's
I would
fair.
give Swedish. I would give Swedish a pretty solid chance until he has to play Ice or Drugged Fox.
I'd give him like a 25% chance.
Against Ice and Drugged Fox? Or against
just
Ice
like
and Drugged Fox and beating SFAT?
I think just overall winning the tournament, I give him like a 20 to 25% chance.
Also, to be fair, this is literally only in only in winners, so we don't know how losers will turn out.
Yeah, losers is too much. It's too much for us to do. We're lazy.
So, even if we assume that Swedish has a free ride to, or if we assume that Swedish makes it to winners quarters, he would have to be Professor Pro, which I'd give him like a 70% chance at.
No, 70 is way too high. Professor Pro beat him pretty solid.
Right. How did I forget that already? So I'd give Swedish a 60, actually I'd say it's like 50-50.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's like 0.5 times. Then what would you say his chances against Drugged Fox or Ice are? Like 0.5.
I think he has about 50-50 shot against all of them.
And then against SFAT, I'd give him like a 30% chance.
Yeah, I give him like 30-35%.
All right, 35. So 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.35. Then
times it again for.
This is like about a 10% chance at Swedish winning the tournament, or Swedish making it. Okay, this is about like a 10% chance of Swedish making it to grands through winners.
I think that's about the percentage I would give him, 10%.
Okay, then for SFAT 60 is too big because SFAT's chances of beating Cobalt I think are like 80%. His chances of beating Johnny are like 80%, and his chances of beating Swedish Drug Fox or Ice are like around 60%. So 0.8 times what is 0.8 times? This is assuming that he makes it pretty safely into the top echelon. So I'd give SFAT like a 38 or 40. I'd give him a 40% chance of winning the tournament.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, I love how I started off saying that he was easily going to win this. But for even then, like 40% chance, like considering Swedish is 10% chance and he will likely be the 2 seed, that's 4 times as much.
Yeah,
Then
Swedish is definitely the 2 seed.
and I would like Ice's chances if he didn't have to play Drugged Fox or a similar player around that tier. Because if it's not Drugged Fox, Ice would have to play the Moon or he'd have to play Professor Pro. Like that's asking a lot. So I
Yeah.
already think Ice's chances are like sub 10%.
Yeah.
And then for S2J's chances, it's just like a Falcon thing. Like
I think
S2J,
SJ is a little more than Ice.
because S2J has to make it through Slocks, which is favorable. He has to. Okay, so I actually think S2J has a pretty good ride into. He has like a pretty like I would give him a 90% chance of making it to. I would say S2J is almost a lock for top 8, or not a lock because that's over exaggerating, but he is a good favorite to make top 8.
Yeah.
The question is if he beats SFAT or if versus SFAT or okay, what do you think his chances are of beating so from winners quarters, I would give SJ I would honestly give SJ like a 90% chance to make winner semis based on the bracket we have here.
I agree.
The only player I could see that like in the lower seeds that give SJ trouble would be Diz or Kirby Kasi, but I don't think they're seeded to play each other.
Yeah. I think he has a very low chance of beating Swedish.
Low?
Yeah, SJ versus Swedish.
I'll give SJ like a 40% or 30 to 40% chance.
I'd give him lower.
Really? So bad?
Swedish is really good against Falcon.
He is, but SJ has also been getting better at that matchup. I don't know. Okay, what do you think his chances are against SFAT? Like 25% or 30%?
Yeah, around there.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna let Excel do the work for me. I totally forgot that this is a. Okay, so SFAT's chances. So SFAT's chances are already or SJ's chances are less than 10%. So I give SJ like 10%. I give Ice like 8%.
Yeah.
I'd give Swedish like 9%.
You give SJ a higher percentage than Swedish?
No, I think Swedish has a higher percent chance of winning the tournament. What do you think the Moon's bracket becomes significantly tougher in that he has to play S2J?
Yeah, I think Drug Fox has a better chance than a lot of these people.
Yeah. So relative to where they're gonna be seated, I'm very high on Drug. I would be very high on Drugged Fox and S2J doing well this tournament.
Like, I might give Drug Fox a higher percentage than Swedish to win this tournament.
If it weren't for the fact that Drugged Fox might have to run into like a Diz Kid Boogie type person, based on this seeding that we're giving, we're being very Drugged Fox favorable.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go play Dark Souls for a little bit and then watch Tafo stream. But if you've been listening to us, the few of you that are there, thanks for listening, guys. We really appreciate it. I'm gonna stop recording right now.
All right.
And then for streaming, we'll stream another time. So thanks for catching the stream, guys. See you next week.
Yeah, see ya.